Join Tracy Lee and Ben Lesh for an immersive 3-hour training session where you'll build a cutting-edge chat application from scratch. Learn to harness AI tools like V0, GitHub Copilot, and ChatGPT for rapid app development, create a monorepo with NX, and connect to the OpenAI API for functionality. Learn how to use data streaming by using WebSockets, witness expert debugging, and integrate AstraDB and Cohere for a powerful AI-driven chat app that understands RxJS. This session is packed with practical insights and hands-on experience, perfect for developers looking to elevate their skills with modern development tools and practices.
All right, go to v0.dev.
All right, I'm here. Well, like, you're going to make me sign up for this stuff? I'll have Guillermo Rausch emailing me every day.
Start generating. Yes. Do your screen share. We can switch off. I said, make me a little screen where it receives responses like a little chatbot. That was my, is it working? Press enter. I thought I did. Oh, look, it's working. It's working. This is where all of our jobs go away. Look, it says chat with us. That's not what I wanted. Okay, you try, Ben. You try. Here you go. So what we want to do is
an app that is a chat.
A chat with.
I can chat with an AI chatbot. There.
Yeah, but like not a chat with us. It made a chat. It made a, you know, if you can see over here, it made a little chat with us for me, which is like cool, but like not exactly.
Speed or quality? I like quality. Oh, I can't do quality. Doesn't
do
care.
Speed. Do speed. It's going to give you crappy quality. You're going to look at this code and say, no, thank you.
Wow, so far it's doing great. Okay, here we go.
AI chat.
How can I assist you today? Oh, there.
I mean, maybe this is good enough. What do you think?
This is good enough.
Okay, this is good enough. Okay, now what do we do? Like, does it give us the code somewhere?
See, I can go to the code.
Ooh. All right, and then we just like dump it into the internet. What do you think of this code, Ben? What do you think?
Let's see. I mean, all right, so it's using all the cool tailwinds and whatever. So I mean, it's just it gave you layouts. It's like, okay, so I didn't want to do the layout. Here's a layout. Awesome. It gave us this settings icon thing with there's no TypeScript, which is kind of crap, but what is this? Okay, and obviously you can just get the HTML. I see. So there's no TypeScript, but we can fix that. And then what is this? The settings icon. So it actually generated the settings icon, which is kind of amazing. Okay, cool. So yeah, I've got no issues with this. It seems okay.
All right, let's dump it in. Let me look at my other repo to figure out what.
Dump it into what?
I added you to a repo. Like, I don't know, dump it and do the first commit.
All right. Well, I haven't cloned your repo yet. So where's your repo?
I added you to it. You want me to send it to you? Private chat. I'm sending it to you in private chat. All right. You are better at talking to the machine than me. When I said, make me a little screen where it receives responses.
This repository is empty. And you added me to it. And that means I probably have like an invite over here. Yeah. Accept invitation. Okay, cool.
Ben Lesh responded to me.
All right. I'm going to have to get like a VS Code thing really quick. Hold on.
Let me look at my repos. So I think it's Angular GPT.
Loaning. And there's like no files probably. Open it up in VS Code. Not on VS Code. I'll share that screen instead, even though it's not going to be super great because we won't be able to see the results. But hold on. All right. So stop screen, present, share screen, share screen. window.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is like, you would assume that v0.dev just gives you like a next step, right? Where you can like just get everything up and running immediately.
Nope.
No. So what do you
Not
do?
that I'm aware of. I mean, the company that stands the best chance of doing that would be Microsoft and GitHub, right? Like, sure. Right. So we've got this thing. I care about this welcome tab. I need a terminal. New terminal. Terminals over on that side. That's great. Got no. Why is it so big? We got no files. That's fine. All right. So what?
Ben.
You have nothing there. Package name, Blair. Sure, that's great. Whatever. Don't care. Yeah, that's great.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so like basically what we're trying to do, which I think is like the less interesting part here. So there's this like Swifty GPT, which, you know, has, you know, it's like, it's basically a Taylor Swift GPT, right? So this basically has everything in it. This is already a next app. Right. And it has like the front end and whatever. Should we clone this instead and then just like add the front end that we want to it since it's already there?
Probably, because all right, so here's the problem. Like we've got two problems, Tracy, which is one, in order to make an AI chatbot, we need a server. Right.
This has a server in it.
So that one's got a server in it, that's fine. The other thing is we need to like scaffold a React app alongside of it. So that other thing that I had made for you that was like an Angular app or whatever, is closer to being like what we need than this is, because right now we have like no files. So we need to like, you have to set up a whole build thing. Like, I mean, the reason that tools like NX exist is this could end up taking us all day, just getting it set up by hand.
So you think we shouldn't clone this? We should just use the other one.
Or like generate an
but then how do you
copy and paste some stuff over?
Okay, let's do that. But then it's in React.
Do it, but in React. Okay. All right.
Are you going to show us how to use NX right now?
Maybe here's how I use NX. I Google it and then I'm like, all right, because I don't like create a lot of new projects, right? So,
how similar is this to your children asking you to build Legos?
Create a workspace, current directory.
I have your screen on screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm currently reading what in the world I need to do it in our current directory that we're already in. So I think it's just let's see.
Well, you have to pull down my project because I made edits. So let me add you as a collaborator onto that one. Repositories, Angular GPT.
What edits did you make? What are you doing?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, so hold on. I have to add you as a collaborator. Let's see. Settings. Add Benjamin Lesh as a collaborator. Ben Lesh. Because I had to, here you go. I added Ben Lesh to the repository. So do that. Because I made some edits.
I don't want to do next. Probably React TS. Package manager, I'll just leave. And then what?
Oh, wait, never mind.
Skip. Get through. I don't know if this is going to do what I think it's going to do. Yeah, sure, let's do that.
I have to say, when I was trying to deploy this app onto Vercel, it was a little bit difficult Maybe because I'm not a Crystal expert. But it wasn't like click a few buttons and it's done, you know, like an NX one.
Seems like I have to go back out. All right, so what is this? This is AI RxJS v0 dev. Okay, let's see. Get rid of that, and then I'm going to do this again. Preset. I'm not even going to do the preset. Let's see what questions it asks me. Where would I like to create it? This is going to be created in the directory that was called what? AI RxJS v0 dev. None. Here's that minimal structure node. There's one to create an empty blank workspace. This isn't. Oh, weird. I guess we could just do a React application project with minimal structure. I say we do a project. Let's see, integrated monorepo standalone. Monorepo that contains multiple projects. Skip that for now. Sorry, Jeff Cross. So it's in the workspace. And now we have to add, we have to like generate React apps. So generate. Generate preset. No. Let's see. Trying to find it. Hello.
Yes.
Generate federated module. No. Why is it giving me? It's giving me anything. React federated module. NX React. React generators. Init an application. That's what I want to do. All right. So here we go. I need to install NX React. So npm install cdev NX React. And then I run. After this gets done. npm or npx nxg generate NX React application. And what are we going to call it? Chat app? Sure.
Sure.
We'll use regular CSS. And what would you like to add? React router to this application? No.
Oh my God. Can you go back?
Why?
I should have been like, no, Sass.
No, negative. We're not doing Sass, Tracy. Not doing it. All right. So cannot read all the properties. Oh God, really?
Can you make it up bigger? You're like.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Hard
better.
mode.
Better.
There we go. What did it do? It failed. It started to do it, and then it was like up yours.
Yeah, because it wants Sass. Use it.
No, nobody wants Sass, Tracy.
What do you mean?
We're not using end-to-end tests. We're doing beat. Really?
What's wrong?
It's not wanting to run whatever this is. Let's see. What do you want to do? Cannot find any generators named that. It's fine.
There we go. CSS.
No, I don't. None. Fine, I'll use Webpack. That doesn't like that one either.
Are we
Use
screwed?
interface plugins. Oh, look at this. All right. Let's figure out why that's happening.
Technology is hard, Ben.
I hate build tools. I like NX better than most build tools, but check the objects. Yeah. Yes. No. 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 Cannot read properties of null here. Oh, everything's all huge now. So NX.json didn't give us any JSON when we read this. And that's because why? I don't know. I'm sure that this is not NX dev kit. I'm sure that what we're doing is not correct. Let's say npm ls NX dev kit. It's not a good advertisement for NX right now. All right, so let's see. Where am I? Am I in the right? No, I'm not in the right directory. That's why. Derp cd AI. My fault.
Do you know what's really funny? I was like looking at what you were doing and I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't have to be in the repository because maybe there's like something there and like his
No,
terminal.
Tracy, I'm just an idiot. Like you could have just like helped me out. You could have threw me a bone.
I just like, I thought maybe, you know, since you're a better developer than me, that like,
No,
you know, it was just because your terminal didn't show the directory because it was, you know, that's the way it is.
no, I'm not a better developer. Clearly.
Well, okay, yes, you are. But that is funny. I should have probably said something. So this is a lesson to not underestimate yourself.
All right, here we go.
So
we did that. We also need to generate a node app, which I'm guessing. Node.
But you can just copy paste the thing you already wrote. Remember?
No, because you need to scaffold up the build crap too. Like it's not exactly the same. Recipes for node. Set up application proxies, add and deploy net file. Ugh, come on, man. Is it just like, I'm going to guess. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and be like npm install the NX node. Look at me guessing. And then I'm going to do npx nxg nx node. Server? No, not server. Application?
There's documentation.
Yeah, here we go. Chat server. Fastify, Express, Nest, or none. Let's just do.
You did Express for the last one.
All right, then we'll use Express for this one. All right, so here we go. So we got all that crap, and now what? Git add the. Git push origin main. Sure, there we just push it up. Fatal. Oh, we don't have a git. We have to add that git remote add origin. And what's the repository again?
It's called. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me check.
AI. We have the same name as AI RxJS v0 dev.git.
Yeah.
Let's rebase it.
so funny. 22 minutes in. You have 8 minutes, Ben. You have 8 minutes.
Set up ahead of time instead of oh wait, get remote. We have that. Upstream to, oh, it's because it's this. Really?
Your terminal.
I don't even care. Git push origin main, and it's going to complain. It didn't complain because we have no commits. Okay, great. We have a new branch called main. It should all be up there now if you check your GitHub.
Yeah, I see it. It's there.
All right, so now we just have to copy pasta. Do you have the other code up?
Yes.
Because I don't have it here. I can see if I can find it from.
I gave you access to the GitHub repo.
I got it. I looked it up in my thing, chat server. Source main TS raw. Let's see. So if I go under chat server source main TS, and just paste this in here. So we had, and it's going to complain that we don't have these things. So we do install save OpenAI and OpenAI, just OpenAI so far. And then stop complaining about this. There we go. So we have all that. This should run now. So cool. I don't know that I've got all the environment variables in the set because I never had like the API key and whatever.
I know. Should I give you the environment variables?
What?
Should I give you the environment variables?
I mean, if we want it to do anything, we'll have to,
let me find it for you. There it is.
Go over to
Okay.
the chat app. So the chat app, we have this main TX. Here's the app.
I'm going to copy paste the stuff to you. There they are.
Crap. I don't care about the NX welcome. Move to trash.
Did you see the API keys I just sent you?
In the chat. Hold on. I'll check it in just a second. I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of this. So there's our app. It's in this chat. Okay. I'm going to that's Notepad or something. Right. So there's that because we're not going to want to stream that to anybody. Okay. So there's that. Now we need to build out our app. So where were we? We were on the, I want an app that I can do blah, 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 blah.
And we need the front end. We need the front end. So now we have a front end. So we just have to copy paste the front end.
Copy the code. And this is our component. Settings icon, props. What is props? Props is going to be like, I don't know. There we go. Thank you, other AI, for solving that problem for me. I just use Copilot to get that type correct. Now this UI input, like I don't know where these things are supposed to come from. Like presumably this is like a Next.js thing, right? Like UI input, UI button. I don't know. Like this is, I think this is supposed to be a very Next.js thing. And we're doing like a regular React app. So let's see, styles, copy code, blah, blah, blah. Like I have no idea where those things are coming from. And let me switch my screen so we can look at the V0 dev share screen. No. Share. All right. So there's these components. And it's like, see this for documentation. So let's go look at this and see what it says. that just sent us back to the same thing. What? Integrating, let's try this. Yeah, so this is just for Next.js. So we should have made a Next.js app, I guess. If you want to use V0, like I should have known that it's like super proprietary. Like it's cute that it made this stuff for us, but you know, it's using components that are just for Next. So
So we screwed.
No, we're not screwed.
Or do we just like refactor it to get all the Next.js bits out?
No, check this out. Hold on. Let's see.
Or you just told ChatGPT to refactor it.
An input component using Tailwind CSS.
What are you doing? I can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me stop screen, present, share screen. This is annoying. Window. There we go. Share. So I typed this. I typed this comment, and we're gonna just generate it. So we also need types for this, probably. Oh, sure. So there we go. So we generated that. Seems awesome. I don't know why. I thought it's add class names. Okay, cool. Thanks, Copilot. What else do we need? We need a button. So this is going to be called that, and we don't care about this one anymore. We also need a button.
So we're not stripping out that much V0 stuff. We're just stripping out just a little bit. We're just stripping out the input and the button.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous that I'm just like, okay, let's fake these two. And then, well, I wonder if it'll do this. Oops. What is it? It's commenting everything. It's hilarious. Never mind. All right. So, I just want to remember what's in here. An avatar image component using Tailwind. What? It's still commenting everything. I don't care. We'll just uncomment it. Thanks. All right, cool. So cool. And then what else? I need an avatar fallback component. I don't like this.
What's an avatar fallback component?
And then what else? We need an avatar component. And why do we even work? Just to have right? Like this is okay. So this is it requires an alt tag. So needs to not be required, but that's okay. Hold on. Avatar.
Did you just say why do we even work?
Yeah. There you go. All right. Awesome. So cool.
All right, take a step back and just explain now.
All right, so basically we generated some code with V0 and it requires you to use NX and like their code. So just to make things happy, I made Copilot stub in the components that we didn't have from Next because it required Next. So yeah, that's all I did. I don't know if we'll even use all this stuff, but at least we have it, right? I don't know if it's going to look the same as the other thing. We also need to add Tailwind. Let's see if this knows like later. How do I add Tailwind to an NX? Yeah. Womp womp. Well, that didn't work. No worries.
Who are you asking now?
I'm asking the Googles. All right, so I've got here. This is easy enough. All right, here, back. NPX, boom, boom, boom. Project is chat app. Cool, so cool. So it's doing things and installing things. And now supposedly that's running. So let's see what happens if I do npx nx. Is it start chat app? No, serve chat app maybe?
NPX NX serve, yeah.
All right, so we got this, and I'll share my screen. Oh man, look at this. Hold on. I got you. I need to go back to StreamYards and say stop screen, present, share screen, window. Yeah. All right. So this is what I have from that. And clearly we've got some weird like extra images and stuff here. Like it's not perfect, but yeah, it seems pretty good. I don't know what this is until I can inspect it. Everything's so tiny, it's hard to find.
I think that was like the image, the avatar image.
So there's the avatar image that didn't show, and then this one here. So there's like, yeah, so this is this, and this is the fallback. Let's get rid of the avatar image. Who cares about that? I don't care about that. And wait. Get rid of avatar image. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I just want to get that out of there. So now if we do that, now it looks a little better. Yeah?
Yeah.
AI
and you.
So cool.
Okay, now let's hook everything up, connect it.
All right.
But we wanted to, are we going to use like,
slap things together.
What exciting things are we going to use though? We're going to make it like more reactive, the response.
First things first, we need to make it just work. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So getting it to just work, as I recall, the old chat server, let me go back to share my code screen. Come on, StreamYard, there we go. The old server was really just responding to API chat, and you had to send it this query object with the question or the Q param in it. I'm sorry, I had to send it a Q param, like a get.
Oh no. You should pull up my project because I refactored some. Remember I refactored a bunch of the stuff?
This is direct. I copied and pasted it from the GitHub.
From the Angular GPT public?
No, from the one that I made for you.
I know. I refactored it though.
No. Well, this is literally what came off of GitHub, so you must have not pushed up your changes, but
no, I didn't. Remember, because I created a new repo so I could share it publicly.
Yeah, that's true. Because I named
Hold on,
it
let me copy paste. Let me copy paste the. Let's see, the main TS. Can I just copy paste this main TS to you?
But wait, what did you refactor? Like, why can't we just get this to work?
Because what you did was you refactored the RAG, like the R part, the retrieval part out. So you only did
need the retrieval
augmented
part? Like, I got rid of there's some database call, right?
Right. So we need the database callback.
Why?
In.
Like, I thought all that did was just store your last conversation.
No, it doesn't. What it does is, so RAG is generation, which is using ChatGPT. Augmented is like changing this content thing, telling it that it's an AI assistant, right? And then the R part is, ChatGPT doesn't know about ChatGPT doesn't know all of Ben's favorite movies. You know about Ben's favorite movies. So what you need to do is have all of Ben's favorite movies inside a database, inside a vector database. And so when you run it, it runs against I am Ben's movie pro. And I also know all of Ben's favorite movies because it's querying against the database.
All right.
So you need the R part. Otherwise, it's what's the point? You're not doing RAG.
Well, I mean, there's a point. You're hitting AI that's not doesn't have intimate knowledge of Ben, but
we want intimate knowledge of Ben.
I don't.
What color are your underwear?
Great.
Do you wear your glasses to sleep at night?
No.
Do you brush your teeth twice a day?
Yes.
Do you shower in the morning?
Morning. Yeah.
Do you shower at night?
What is this? Is it an interrogation? Anyways, like
Look, it's a database. But no, it's really easy.
For sake of time, I would just add that feature later because it doesn't affect how we're interacting with the
Okay, fine.
All right. So like I clearly need to go in here and start like a second, let's see, npx nx, is it serve or start? Starts.
Serve.
Chat server. Chart
serve.
server.
It's serve. It's serve.
It's serve?
Yes.
Oh, but it's going to complain that we don't have the Open API key. We don't have that set up.
Yeah.
All right.
But you can set it up right now.
Well, it's going to be recorded. You have to like delete that part.
I'll just remove the screen. There we go. Go ahead.
Let's see.
But then it has everything. I mean, well, you can just use the Open API key, I suppose.
Right. Like, so I have to. What do I want to do? I want to set, basically, like ideally you just run it when you run the command. But I don't know, hold on. Let's just, do I have?
Let me know when I can reintroduce the screen.
This RC. What is this RC? Open. I have it. I can has it. Tracy stuff.
I have so many children.
And
you have 3 children too.
Well, yeah, we both have 3 children. We have like a half dozen kids between us.
Jeez.
And what else? Is there another one? Now API key.
When I met you, I thought, wow, you have a lot of kids.
Now you know better. And all right, so get rid of the superfluous spaces and then save my C and then run it. I ran it.
Can I re-add my screen or no?
Yeah, you should be okay. Let's see. If I serve that chat server, still complains. So what's it complaining about now? Complaining that it's not set up in my environment.
Is it because you need to set it up? Is it because you need to put the .env file
oh, that's right. I'm using a .env file. All right, hide your screen again. So sorry.
It's okay. Look, I just helped you.
You did. Well, you've been helping me this whole time. Let's see.
I wish we had more time so I could be on screen too, but it's okay.
Yeah, really, this is going to have to be 2 parts because I doubt we're going to finish this in a lot of time.
You don't think so?
Yeah, probably not.
I'm pretty sure we are. I have confidence.
New. Do I put it under the chat server or no? I think I put it under the.
No, you put it globally.
Globally at the top level?
Yeah. Globally.
Wait, globally, like my root?
Yeah, it's like under Angular GPT or under the GPT, you have a .env file. Like under the Angular GPT. So it's not in the apps folder.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's fine. I was just like, I thought you meant like at my
Oh yeah, no.
tilde slash. No, all right. I thought I was like, that doesn't seem right. I don't use a lot of EMB files, so. All right. I'm putting it in there. It should be happy now, closing it so people can't see it. Then try to run it. Try to run it through a chat server. Still, why is it sad now? It's sad for different, oh, it's just a debugger listening. Okay, cool. So cool, so that's connecting there. Now, back to our chat app, which is here, app here, spec here, blah, 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 blah. This is like poorly organized, but I don't really care. Settings icon. Let's see. I don't care. We'll clean this up later, but we need to fetch some data. And I'm just going to do it at the app level. I'm not going to use suspense. I'm going to use a use effect. It's awful. People aren't supposed to do it. I don't. Well, actually, no. I'm going to use when we submit the button. And when you hit submit on this send button here, which is, so I got a type button. Hopefully it's type button. I'm going to default this to type button.
How do you make your repo private? Oh, change visibility. Change to private. I'll change this to private before I
danger. All right. And then button, send, primary, blah, blah, blah. Let's, ideally, what's really funny is this is like, you want the enter key to work. So this should probably be a form. And this would be like a submit. And then we do something in here where this needs some input text, like value, input, on change, set inputs, go up here. Thanks, ChatGPT. And input from React, okay. And then what else do we need to do? So whenever this changes, blah, 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 and whenever we submit, we actually want to send our crap. So it's going to be async. Right now, I mean, this is not quote unquote reactive, but this is just to get things working. So that new to do that, which is cool. This is so handy. Set the input to that. And then what? With the data, receive response. You didn't need me for this. You could just like. This is like the rest of the stuff it needs to do. That's hilarious. So update the chat UI with the response.
It got lazy.
So lazy. Let's see. Messages, set messages. Look at that.
I was like, I gave you enough.
All right, so there's that. And this is all the messages. Actually, it's not just string. We need to be like a message. They're like AI messages, right?
Well, it's just one message.
But it's going to be more than one message. We want to track what we said.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Message, and then we don't know what message is. Message is going to have to be the same. Let's see. Base. ID, role, content. Perfect, thanks. So I think this is exactly what comes from our server if I go in my check, but we shall see. And then right here, we're going to do, this is the whole, all right, this is the whole thing. So
I think this, like, watching this is like more interesting from like a here's how Copilot can help you, and here's
Right.
how you should be
Where's
using
John
it.
Papa at? He should be like, oh yeah, this is perfect. The avatar fallback. Let's just do message role to uppercase. We only really need the first two characters. All right, let's, if message role equals system, then what? Otherwise, you? I don't know. There's more roles than just system. I think there's like, hold on. Assistant. Anyways, I'll do this. I'll say if the message role is, how did I go? Message role is you, then, or user, and you. Otherwise, AI. Super hacky, but that'll do. And then right here is the content. This is going to be message content. And then right here, we need a key is message ID. And then why is this? This isn't formatting well, but that's okay. Let's kill all of this other stuff because we don't need it as much. Or like comment about or something. And then, because this is, oh, this because these are aligned differently. Oh, fine. This isn't exactly right. So we need to go here and be like, if message role equals user, then be smart, be smart. Look at that. So cool. It feels like cheating. Like it really does. But it kind of
But the only way you're able to cheat is because you know what it's actually writing, right? Like you can't.
Right. You couldn't cheat and then not know it's right. Like inevitably you'd have to debug it. But
yeah.
All right.
So,
there we
you're
go.
like, that's exactly what I wanted to write. So that's why it's
basically
so helpful for you. Yeah.
Basically. So, all right. So this is our two different sides. We could componentize this at some point, but whatever. This is fine. And then we got the keys, message ID, keys, message ID. Okay, cool. I think this is okay. Whenever we get stuff back, we need to update. So set messages. Go. And then we didn't want to change the input yet. So we do that after. We've got some sort of formatting issue where it's not formatting things. If I hit save, it's like, no, it doesn't quite realize that I'm missing, must be missing a space or something. Or either that I don't have format document. Oh, it's not configured. There we go. Configure, prettier. All right. So is this going to go now? Yeah. All right. Cool. I hate when I don't have that formatting. All right. So now we set, then we just scroll to the bottom of the chat. This is so cheap. Let's see. So overflow.
I mean, honestly, who needs v0.dev? I mean, I guess you need it for ideas and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it did give us the overall layout, right? Like I didn't have to spend any time on that. Let's see if I'm gonna see if our app works itself. I'll stop presenting and present the other screen. Share screen window. Is it this one? It's this one.
Maybe you should move your mic because we can't see your face. It just looks like a big nose.
It is a big nose. What are you calling big nose? Big nose? All right. Here's this. So we've got all sorts of weird errors and whatever, but it's fine. Clear it. Let's see. Hi there. Let's see. Unexpected token blur. Not valid JSON. Okay, so we got an error back or something. Network. Localhost. Headers. Trying to figure out what happened here. So we sent this to where? Switching protocols. Let me refresh this page and try it again. Clear. Hi there. All right. This is a WebSocket trying to do things, and it's sad. But no, this. Oh wait, this is just the refresh thing. So that's not it. Must be this one. No, doesn't seem right. Let's see. Let's look at just our fetch XHR. Is it not fetching? Oh, you know why? Because when I hit submit, it's like, I'm not going to prevent default. So it's actually like submitting the form, which is not what we wanted. Try again. All right, so we sent hi there, and we got something back, but it's not exactly what we wanted. We got back. We got back our app. So where are we saying? Oh, we're sending it to this. It's the wrong spot. HTTP localhost 3000 is where our server is. Try again. So we send it to / instead. Let's try there. Failed. We got an error. That's good. It's a start. Invalid character and content and header content. Get. What? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the error in the terminal and the terminal for the server. All right. Let's look at our headers that we sent. Accept this, does this. Headers, response headers. We got no response headers. We sent. It doesn't say if this is a get or what. That's super weird. Clear it, refresh. It's sad. Let's go to sources. Let's look at let's look at our code. Main TSX. Where's our app? Let's go to the app. Where's the freaking what? This isn't even the right code unless this is it. Yeah, all right. I'm going to set a breakpoint in the code and then we'll try it again. Let's see, debugger.
Why is it broken, Ben?
I don't know. About to find out. All right. So we're here. There's our input. Here's where we're going to send this request. It's fetch. This should send a get. Yeah. And it's sad. And it is sad because failed to fetch. Process exited. Oh, or process exited. That was sad. Our debugger's listening. Let's try it again. Right there, send. All right, send it. I added characters to that for no reason. Failed to fetch. Like it's not, our server's not crashing. I can see in the other thing. Unfortunately, I can't share my whole screen because my screen is too big for StreamYard, but the server's not crashing but it's also not fetching here. So let's do all this over again. Hit the breakpoint, we run it. All right, so invalid character in header content get server response. So this is the error I'm getting looks like, let's paste it in here. It looks like this. Invalid character in header content. I don't know what this is or why we would get that in Node. So I'm gonna have to Google it. Invalid character in header contents. Node Express. Oh, let's see. had a similar issue. I was generating a token and it was inserting new line characters. What? What? Inserting new line characters. And I'm not doing anything like that. Like, if I look at my code, let's see. I'm going to present the other screen. If I look at my code, I mean, clearly I'm not adding a new line here. The input maybe has a new line. Oh, the input does have new lines. So maybe that's what it's sad about. So maybe I need to like fix that because it doesn't like new lines here. So what? We could do a post instead. How about that? We'll do a post. But then I have to alter the server. All right, let's just replace rn with that. Sure. Maybe that'll make it happy. I have to restart my server. Oh, and I have to get rid of this debugger statement because it's annoying now. All right, so I sent it and it did something. And I'm going to look in the promise failed to fetch. Oh my God, this is so annoying. All right. Failed to fetch. Is this the same issue? Clear. I don't know. I'm apparently not a very good web developer.
What changed about with like the initial project?
Well, the initial project, so before we were using fetch maybe in a different way. Like I didn't exactly go look at the other code. I let Copilot generate all this stuff. So I'm not taking this as a major hit that I'm a bad web developer because I didn't write most of the code. But it's super interesting to me that this, like, I'm on the other screen, I'm like refreshing the page and trying it. And it's invalid character and header content get. That's super weird. So, all right. I am header content. So strange. All right. So I guess that we can put in our server, just here, and go into our main thing. And up here, actually, this is going to be inside of. This is going to be inside of Express, though. Set header. This might be under a core. Our core's handling. Is any of this our actual code, right? Line 91. So we're setting this. Oh, okay, it doesn't like this. So let me kill this.
Does this help? I just copy pasted something. The response.
Okay, fetch. No, I think that part's okay. There's probably some changes that you might have made to the server since I have an older version of the server, but like it doesn't like the response I'm getting back from the AI response. So let's just say I'm going to log some things out. Console log. Here's the response.
So it's like return this dot response data dot message.
And actually, let's see. Console log. AI response. Let's see what I get out of that. So I'm running this now. So now if I hit this from the client, should send it the restart. Yeah. It's not even doing anything. All right, chunk argument. All right, so this is what we got back from the thing. Size 0, we got this body, which is a pass-through, seems like it's okay. We've got symbol response internals, status text, status counter. There's no headers, so that was good that we got rid of that. This is a whole response that we got back. And I would think that we'd be able to write it out, but it says the chunk argument must be of type string or instance of buffer. All right, so it doesn't like this bit where I'm trying to write a chunk out, and it's like, no. So I need to take this, which is a readable stream, right? Readable, watch this, stream to the express response. Really? Will that actually work? It doesn't seem like it wants to do that. Readable web stream.
Is it going to write it for you?
It doesn't know how to do that. All right. So if this is a readable stream, what we can do is, oh my God, you know what I can do? Something that understands readable streams that's super duper handy. Let's open up another one of these and do npm install save RxJS next. And right here, I can do.
I think it's funny that you were like, oh my God, you know what I can do? I could use RxJS.
From AI response body, and then when we get something, wait, this has gotten like an await. Oh, this is so cool. For await, const chunk. Actually, this might work too. No, it doesn't. It doesn't like that. That's no problem. With RxJS, we'll convert it to something that actually will work. And then what is this chunk? This chunk is that sort of thing. So, oh my God. If this works, it's like, thank you, RxJS. So basically, RxJS can take a readable stream and turn it to an observable, which can be read as an async iterable. So the observable is going to do the work for us here. If this works, let's see. Kill this one. I don't need that one anymore. All right, this is running. Refresh the page. Hi there. Sent a thing. I get a response.
No errors.
Back. It didn't die. Seems happier. I'm going to look over in the chat window. Unexpected token D is not valid JSON. All right, so we got something back, but it's not valid JSON. Let me show you the other screen. Oh, that's not the right one. Here, share, boom. All right. So we've got something back, but it's not valid JSON. And this is coming from our code where we're like, oh, we're just parse this as JSON. Or rather, it's coming from the fetch. We're doing like a to JSON or whatever. We're getting basically a string back that has data in it. Which, you know, cool, but I don't know why that's the format that we get, but that's the format that we get. Let's see. What is this? Response body. So that's what's coming out of the body. All right. So we're just getting like this data thing. So we need to be able to parse this. I'm going to go here and I'm just going to get text this time. Let me go stop screen, present, and window, share. All right, so instead of getting, is it not sharing? Oh, try again. Present, share screen, window, this one, share. There it is, all right. So instead of getting JSON here, because it doesn't really know what to do, I'm just going to do text and see what we get out of that. Now, if I run it, cannot read properties of undefined reading 0. Okay, that's fair, but like, what do I actually get? Let me log. It logged to something console. All right, so it logged a bunch of stuff to console, which I will paste here so we can see what this is. It's a bunch of crap. It is a whole bunch of crap. A whole bunch of crap. All right, so I'll just make a new thing. This is what it looks like. We've got this text that's coming back, and it's like new lines split by like data and whatever. That's weird. I don't know whose brilliant idea it was to use this as a transfer protocol, but there it is. So apparently it's getting like these chunks of data or whatever, and it's split by new lines and this data stuff. And overall, it's just not super consumable because we want these things, not the other bits. So, and this is what this is, oh my God, this is how it's typing it out. This is how it's typing it out. It's probably, is it because I'm not like streaming in here, or let's see, the app, where's the server? Send, stream true. Okay, so it's coming through as a stream. And since I'm reading the whole thing out, like it's not streaming back from the server, it's like, here's a bunch of chunks that I'm going to send through as a stream. And we're not stream, all right. So if I did stream false, I get the whole thing, but we want to stream it out and make it look like it's being typed, right? Interesting. I don't know if these individual things are coming through or what. Oh, let's see. So fetch API, so cool, but also not. What happens if right here on submit?
Do you want to look at the other example maybe?
Well, no. So the thing is I'm like, hey, read everything right now. So even if we get a streaming response from the server, I'm not doing anything to make it look like it's typing it out. So I think we can use RxJS here as well, where what I'll do is be like response.body, which is, this is the same thing. So this is a readable stream, and RxJS, like I said, can read that. So if I use, let's bring in Rx here. So this is a new Rx syntax. So we'll bring this in. Now I have this body, and it's giving me this thing where it's like, okay, I need to decode this. And what I'm going to do is text decoder, new text decoder. And right here, I'll map it. So everything that gets out of your chunk, we're going to decode it. Why is this sad? It's sad because I didn't bring it in. There's a chunk. Why is this sad? Because it could be null. So if response body equals null, error, response body is null. We shouldn't hit that. All right. So now I've got these chunks as whatever. And then I'm going to do what? This whole thing is something we want to make response stream. And then in here, the really crazy thing is we're building out the last message needs to look like it's being typed. So like setting it like this is going to be super weird. It's going to be super weird. So I'm going to kill this just for now, and we'll just log things out as they come in. But let's see here, and then for await chunk of response stream. So each one of these things, and it's going to start with like data, which is super bizarre. So what does this have? Data look like this. All right, so we need to parse this. So to parse this, we're going to have to be like data and then JSON equals chunk split on data, right? So now we've got the JSON, and then we're going to be like, actual data is we parse the JSON, which is this stuff here. And that's going to look like created model, fingerprint choices, and finish reason. All right. I don't know how to do all of that, but we'll just console log data choices 0 delta content. And we should see something happen in the browser when we do this now. So let me. All right. Okay. Let me share the screen on the other side. This is fun. Stop screen, present, share screen, window. What is it? This one. Share. All right. So if I'm like, hi there, my name is Ben, and I send it, it says hello, whatever this is, to you. How do I?
Like, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet, but like it's clearly like we're not writing everything out properly. Like we're getting some stuff in here where maybe the choices aren't exactly right. So let's just see.
You want to reshare?
Let's just log the data of choices instead. I'm going to run that. Clear this. My name is Ben. All right, so we got a bunch of crap here. Index is 0. Okay, duh. Delta, here's the assistant. There's the content. Delta, content, hello. Exclamation point, it makes sense. Delta is.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, it's super bizarre. Like, I don't understand why that is hello.
You broke the robot.
It's like trying to say tis or something weird. What? This is so super weird. So it's like the streaming isn't correct, or maybe it's not streaming properly from the server. Like I don't quite understand what here, but this is like everything we're getting out of the response stream. So it makes me curious, like how many choices are there? There's just the one. It's passed through. Let's look at go back to my other. All right. So this is where I'm writing out the chunks, and this should write out every single chunk of this. And this is something that's really well tested. So I'm not super worried that this is writing out the wrong thing, but I can still, this is uint 8 array. Let's write this out one time. Although I don't know if this exists in Node, but I'll try it anyways. So we should see this down here whenever I hit this. All right, so we're getting this whole, yeah, this is what we're getting. I mean, it's not doing anything special, and then data done. All right. So, man, this super bizarre. These are choices. Delta, choice delta, content question mark, content today, content you, content assist. So the first thing, it's like, role. Very first thing I get is ID, blah, 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 chunk created, delta, role assistant, content, nothing. So content, nothing, and then content, how. Can I help you today? So this one is saying, how can I help you today? And if I look at the other side, I'm just going to change how this is logging back to this again. Testing this. Oh, we also have everything like dealing with Angular. So it's like testing components by testing, because like, remember we made this like an Angular themed ChatGPT in our server. It's like we gave it a prompt and it's like, Angular is an Angular superfan. Let's make an RxJS superfan. And then do we give it any other context? I don't remember. Signals are really new and exciting. Just say the back observables. There, some real good context. It's like I wrote the docs for Angular or RxJS. I can't hear you. You're muted, I think.
You should say like RxJS 19 is the newest version of RxJS and ask what the newest version of RxJS is.
RxJS 19
is the newest version of RxJS. And then ask it.
All right. It was written entirely by Tracy Lee. All right.
By Tracy Lee. Got it.
Tracy. All right, so we're going.
I enjoy this new reality.
I'll run this. What is RxJS? What is the latest version of RxJS and who wrote it? Let's see. And the response I got was the version RxJS is JS 19 and was entirely Tracy. A figure. The community is for contributions, RX, and open projects. Like it's really broken English. Like it's not good.
What's wrong?
I couldn't tell you. Like,
go look at the other code. Like, is it because
I
like
don't know where your other code is. You gotta. Did you send it to me?
I mean, we're just talking about like getting the responses back from ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, look at this one right here. Look at this repo.
All right. I will share my screen again. Let's see. Stop. Share screen. All right. So this is the Swifty. All right. So we look at the server API chat, presumably. Astra endpoint takes a post, has this template, which we're doing. It's using GTP4.
I don't think
sending this.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then we got this stream. So this is all a little bit different, but it's not entirely the same. So with we can use GPT-4 and try it out, but I feel like that's not our issue.
No. What about in the app? Like the way is there like a TypeScript file in this app? Or no?
GPT-4. So hold on, run that. Let's try it again. Now I'm going to log out instead of logging the whole chunk here. I guess I could just, log the whole chunk. It's just so ugly. All right. Let's run again. Now I'm getting.
No, because I was using GPT 3.5 in my last app. GPT 3.5 Turbo.
Look at this. Refresh. Can you? I'm going to ask it something like, "Sing a song about RxJS." No, I want a coherent response. Please tell me who wrote RxJS 19. JS was Tracy. That's all it says. JS was Tracy. I don't understand. And if I go up here and I look, let's see. I got JS was Tracy, and that's all I got. And then index here, role assistant, blah, 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 content nothing. Content RX, content space, content 19, content was written. So it's skipping things.
Yeah, does this help at all? I don't think it does, but.
Tracy.
Does this help?
Sort of. Let me look at that. So you've got chat companion. So we're just getting the whole thing as JSON in one go. Boom. And we're just logging it out to console, which is AI response.json. So that is different. Like we're not using AI response.json. We probably should be. Instead, I'm reading from the body. Let me see. Data await. Not text.json. So we got the data, and then we write it out. Response JSON data. So that is different. We weren't doing that before.
And then let me see, component here. Although you said that this is basically the same thing.
All right, so now I'm getting like other errors, which is fine because I changed how we're sending stuff. Okay, well, let's not use Rx here anymore. Let's just get the thing out and see what we have. JSON equals wait response.json console log JSON. All right, I'm going to try that. Refresh. So this failed to fetch. It failed to fetch because my server died. See, JSON response body. So it's upset about the JSON response. Can we go back and look at your code again? Whatever you had. So let's see.
This isn't the right one. This is
yes, you need the main, yeah. So we send that, and then response. Where are we getting the response back? Can you scroll up? Yeah, response, console header, console status. Wait, chat completions. Got the AI response. Okay, scroll down. Oh, as response. I'm not doing that either, I don't think. Because this one has you are doing as response. Stream is false, I think. Scroll back up, sorry. Yeah, you have streaming false. So you're not doing the little chat streamy thing where it like actually chats out as it's going.
Yeah, it's true. But it should.
It should, but I think that I was running into these similar issues when I was helping with that other one, and that's why it wasn't working. So let's see if this. Hi there. Okay, so we're getting something back. I giving us choices, and hello, how can I help you today? So like it gives you the whole content in that manner. Like if I can get it to give you the whole content in one go, but like the streaming chatty bit, like it is sad. It tries to do that. It does not like doing it. Let's see. So if I do true and I don't do as response, what if I do as?
Yeah, look at this this like Swifty GPT one. Let me see. Share. Okay, share my screen. Yeah. So like you refresh this.
Yeah, and it starts
It
typing.
kind of types out. Yeah. It types.
So that's great. Let's look at their server again.
I copy pasted it to you.
Oh, that's right. I have it up here. So their server is doing what? So we have stream true. We got this response, streaming text response. They have some other type they're pulling in from AI. See, that's the problem is I think that I tried to get this to work, and streaming text response and OpenAI stream, like there's these things that they were doing that were very, very, very different. Streaming, so from AI, there's a project called AI that has a streaming text response, but this is like old code. Like they're running against an older version of these libraries than what we pulled down. All right. So, God, this is really something.
I don't know. This has been fun.
Otherwise, I mean, the only other thing I can think of is like try to figure out like what this is doing. So promise stream. So you can have it return an API promise to a chat completion. Or so if it's streaming, it would return a promise to a stream. And their stream is what? An async interval. That's pretty cool. Let's try this. This one requires stream to be true. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. I'm gonna say make stream true. Don't do this.
Are you gonna change your screen?
Oh, are you not on my screen right now? Oh, sorry.
I am on your screen.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Sorry. Stop screen, present, share screen, window, there, share. So I was looking around at this and I realized that if you make sure that stream is true, oh, God damn it, it's not sharing my screen still. Present, share screen, window, there, share. Work. Come on. Be a friend.
Oh, there it is. No, it works. It works.
Right.
I just needed to add you.
All right. So anyways, I was looking at this. I was like, okay, what does this have? So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, well, I can get a stream back if stream equals true. So if that's the case, what is this type of stream? And it is an async interval. So I should be able to do some pretty cool stuff with that. I don't know. It's going to get an item out of that, whatever that is. So let's go in here. I'll get this. This should be a stream of something or other. What is this really returning? And it's going to be like, what type of stream is this? Sure. All right. So there's our stream. And then here, this is no longer valid. But I'm going to do for await. Let's log the item. And then what? What is this item having it? And choices. Response. Right. So this is going to send back JSON chunks. Super cool. I'm going to have to change things around in the client again, because now it's going to send back these chunks of items, and we'll see what I get out of that. I'm going to go back to my app code here, and where was I? So right here, we wait for this. And we were just like, oh, let's do this whole text decoder thing, but let's now probably still have to do a text decoder, but now I'm going to say reader, body get reader. Rx reader map. I don't really care about that bit. So this is the chunk. What is reader? Reader should be a default stream reader. It should be a readable stream. All right, this chunk value is not a thing. There's our chunk. All right, so this is our, back to using RxJS, this is our response stream. And right here, I'm going to for await chunk of response stream. Let's just log it. Let's see what we get. All right. So now if I run this stuff, window, go over to our AI chat stuff. We'll see what happens in this window if I type hi there. All right, so we're getting a bunch of objects. It has choices and whatever, finish reason stop, finish reason no. Delta is their objects. All right, so this looks promising, and I got some stuff in the client. Let's just see if any of this actually maps out to anything. So choices index 0. So here, what we want to do is log out chunk dot. So bad.
You know, it's really the 80-20 rule, isn't it? Or not the 80-20 rule, the like the, what is it called? Like the last mile, the last 20%. Maybe it is the 80-20 rule.
Choices, there's a delta. It's a completion chunk.
Elta. Does that say Elta?
Oh, that's the last one. I want to know what the middle ones look like. The middle one looks like this. Finish reason. There's no finish reason. Content. All right. So choices. All right. Chunk. Is this an array? It says it's a string. Oh, because I decoded it. But I need to JSON parse it. I'm just gonna.
Oh, it literally just did it for you.
But, yeah, but I'll do it all in one lump because there's no reason to have two operators in there just to do something simple like that. All right. So now I've got this thing. We don't know what it is. See if I can figure this out. As message sweet. No, it's not a whole message actually. Kill this message thing. We don't use this anymore. This isn't right. This is like interface AI response item is, yeah, this looks better. Figured that out. That's pretty cool. All right. So, where are we at? It's on parse as response item. Why doesn't it know? Okay, fine. You know what? All right, so choice is delta content. All right, I'm just going to log this out to console, and I'll see what I get in the console momentarily. Clear my console. Name is Ben.
I think this is a good mix of.
I promise.
Did it work?
Expected on white space character at position blah. So JSON parse is sad. It does not like JSON parsings. So I am going to do it in 2 steps. Well, no, I'm not, because I still. You know why? It's because this is not. All right. So here's a challenge. One of the challenges you have with streaming responses over fetch is you get like part of a JSON object, but not the whole thing. So we have to create something like an operator here that will go through and read the text and be like, am I the last like bracket in this JSON? Is my JSON done or not? So that takes a little time. I've literally done exactly the same task before, but the problem is that here, what do? I am going to, I'll still use RxJS for this, even though it's not super efficient to do so, but I'm going to go through here and say, scan chunk, let's see, JSON, this is the JSON we're building up, and buffer, this is where we're buffering the thing. JSON buffer. And then here's our chunk. And we'll start off with JSON's not, buffer is not that. Buffer will be a string. We'll call it JSON part, or partial JSON. So I need to build up the JSON to make sure that it's actually parsable as JSON. So I'm gonna just to try this for now to see if it works. Let's see, I'm gonna go through here and say decoder. I do already have a decoder. Yeah, doesn't matter. Decoder is new text decoder, decoder.decode chunk. I don't care about streaming, it's weird. I'll look into that streaming feature later. It's probably gonna be helpful, but partial JSON plus equals this. So we're doing that. And then we're gonna return JSON and partial JSON. And basically, it's not an object. Null is not going to be a thing. All right. So here's what I'm doing. So every single time I do that, I'm going to try to parse that. Ignore error, keep parsing. Yep. So I'm basically going to be like, hey, if it parses as JSON, great, do that. Otherwise, don't do that. And then right here at the top, JSON object is going to be always set to null. So why is this upset? Can implicitly be anything. Sure, as one of those 2 things. This is upset because I didn't import it. And then underneath here, I will say filter anything. We only want the ones where the JSON object is not null. And then we only want the JSON object. All right, so which should already be an AI response stream, but okay. So I'm gonna do this and now we'll see if we get anything back. Sorry if nobody follows. So just to recap what I'm doing, the streaming response we get back is like an arbitrary string that might not be the totality of your JSON. It might just be part of your JSON. I'm kind of counting on the fact that when it sends the chunk, it's not like, here's the end of an old JSON and here's the beginning of a new one. I'm figuring that it's going to be like, oh, here's a chunk and it's got the tail end of some JSON or the beginning of some JSON or the middle of some JSON. So counting on that a little bit, this might be brittle. I don't exactly know how this API works, but we're going to see if this solves my issue in the chat. So let's see. Hi there. So I ran this in the client. Let me clear this stuff, refresh the page. So I'm not logging anything yet. Why am I not logging anything? Never came to this. So we never, ever got a JSON object back is what I'm seeing right now. So let's see. So it never successfully parsed it. Interesting. What do I do? Let's see. Oh, I know something else I can do in this, but hold on, we'll try. All right. So here's the other thing. So apparently I never actually get like the end of a JSON. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to purposefully add in a new space. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to log it or try to parse it here. If that doesn't work, I am going to try one more thing, which is to first and rest. I'm going to try splitting it on, well, I guess I could do it on that. Yeah, technically. And then do what? JSON object equals JSON parts first. Try that. If that doesn't work, what? That's wrong. I don't like that. I was thinking I could just split it. This is so ridiculous. So the real thing, what I had to do with this in the past is I literally had to write something that as it got the string, went through and it kept track of whether or not you're inside of quotes, double quotes, or whether or not you're inside of double quotes. Basically, it was like a streaming JSON parser is what you end up having to do because you're streaming this back. And so the only way to get them in the chunks as they're arriving is to write something that does that, or from the server do something that's like, oh, I'm going to send these things as individual chunks that aren't streaming over HTTP. They're going to have to stream over like a WebSocket or something like that. So we're at a spot where this is going to cost some work, which is fine-ish. But at the end of the day, like my hacky solution here is probably not the way we'll end up having to go. It's probably more that I will have to write a streaming parser that I'll have to write a streaming parser that like takes the chunks of strings and then examines them to see whether or not you're going up in braces and brackets and then down in braces and brackets. And then when it gets to like 0, like it keeps a counter of those things. When it gets to 0, it says, okay, I'm at 0, try to parse this. And that's what I've done with this in the past. So that's the real solution here. And it'll take a little time.
Yeah.
To get, so we'll have to do like a part 2 on this because it's getting pretty late.
Yeah. All right. So we're ending on a to be continued.
Yeah. And just again, just to explain this, like the response we're getting back is JSON, but it's like an endless stream of JSON where it's like, here's like JSON, and it's like just a chunk of the string, and then a chunk of the string, and then eventually you get to the end of the JSON. So basically we need to write some sort of streaming parser for this, or we need to figure out how to update to use the same library that other project was using that actually outputs JSON as WADs. Actually, even then, maybe we just need to use a WebSocket instead. So we would create like a WebSocket connection and send it across that way, because the WebSocket would more cleanly handle that. Where when you're using HTTP fetch, you can't. It's just like, here's binary data, and you have to figure out how to get the JSON out of it in messages.
Well, I enjoyed watching you debug.
All right.
And use Copilot. So
yeah, Copilot's my friend.
We're back and we're older and wiser.
We're not any wiser, Tracy.
And Ben has promised to read the documentation.
I made no such
instead
promise.
of trying to like guess what this freaking API is going to give you back. Like, what is it? No. But I remember last time it was like it was giving back a response, but it was like all janky. Like it was like missing certain letters, and it like wasn't individually typing out. And then you were like looking at like the example from AstraDB and being like, oh, this is why maybe we should do it this way. And then, yeah.
Right.
So.
I mean, like, all right. So how do I put this? Right now on this, we've got this streaming response, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're taking this streaming response and like for awaiting it and then just writing it out here. And honestly, I think that we should probably use a WebSocket because it would make our lives a lot easier. Because what happens is on the other side, if we're using regular HTTP streaming, here, let me open up the app side. We've got this bit here where we're like, okay, let's read this response stream. And I can do some crap to be like, take the chunks out of the stream, but like you're getting part of the JSON strings. And so you'll get like part of the string, part of the string, part of the string. And like, you don't really know where your chunk of JSON started and where it ended. So I think, and I don't actually know this for a fact until we run that here, or we look at it here. Like, I think that each one of these things is a full-fledged, this is a full-fledged item. So if we sent this over a WebSocket, like WebSockets are designed to be like, oh, okay, well, I know that here's a whole frame of data. I'm going to collect the whole frame of data and I'm going to give it to you, as opposed to like manually going through and figuring out what came through on our like stream of binary data, right? So I think we might change this to be a WebSocket just for sanity's sake, because it's the smarter thing to do. And then that might make our lives a lot easier. The other thing we could do is server sent events, but those are limited to some degree. Like you can, they're not bidirectional. So when we probably want bidirectional for like, you send a chat message, this sends something back. You send a chat message, this sends something back. So I'm going to change this. And I'm going to change this. How so? Let's see. I'm going to do npm install save ws, and I think we have to do types ws also. So this is like the WebSocket stuff for Node.
I think you're not in the project, no?
This is the project.
Oh,
Can you see this right now?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. So this is the project. So we installed that major version of npm avail. I don't even care. That's what I say about that message. All right. So now we've got that, and I have to remember how to hook this up. I think we've got to get, we don't need RxJS stuff yet. Import. I think it's just like server as WebSocket server. And then down here somewhere, we need to wire this stuff up. So we've got our app, which is Express. We got this handle WebSocket connection. Look at it go.
Woo!
Let's see. All right. So on connection. So this is it. And then we have to attach it to the upgrade request. Really? Upgrade. Look at that. It does all of this stuff for you. That's amazing. I mean, it's upset about this typing, I guess, but whatever. We'll solve that. And let's see. Add WebSocket. Neat. All right. So let's see. What is this complaining about? Target signature provides too few arguments. So it's parent application, blah, blah, blah. So this should not be doing this. This is just the app again. And then this upgrade needs to get the requests, blah, 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 blah. So this is incorrect. I don't care about upgrades. How's that? All right. So whenever our user connects, we're going to be like, let's log it. connection establish. And when we get a message, we're going to say receive message. And now I'm going to go to our client app and I'm going to nuke a whole bunch of stuff in here where we've got like on submit. Instead of doing this, we need to set up like a WebSocket connection, which I can do outside of the component because we want it just to stay active. Socket equals new WebSocket. And that should be okay. Although I think I set it up as WSS. We don't want that. WebSocket server set. Oh, that's just for WebSocket server. Let's, I'm just really quick going to check the documentation for using WS2 for node server, because I always have to look this up. I never remember. I think this looks right so far, but.
I mean, if you have to look up documentation, are you a senior developer?
Yes.
Although that conflicts with my statement from a few minutes ago of saying we need to start using the documentation. I'm referring back to you and Adam's little tip on Twitter.
Yeah. Let's see. Listen. So we've got the app and we've got an HTTP server app listen. Interesting. How to set up a WebSocket server with Express. Sorry, I'm looking this up really quick.
That's okay.
I might have to hit ChatGPT because I can never remember how to do this with Express. Like I think I've only ever done this with like raw node, but I already have Express set up. So I have Express WS. What in the world? Fine. Let's just set up the regular WebSocket server.
Why are we doing WebSockets again?
We're doing WebSockets because streaming it over an HTTP connection requires us to manually parse out the JSON from the binary stream, and that's a pain. And since we're doing kind of two-way communication anyways, why not just like leave it open? All right, so I've got.
And why don't people, do like a lot of people use WebSockets or like not really?
Do a lot of people use WebSockets? Yeah, I mean, for cases where anywhere where you want to stream data back to you, WebSockets make it a lot easier. They also leverage HTTP2 and HTTP3. Like, so if you've opened multiple WebSockets and everything's HTTP2 enabled, which I don't really know that that's capable for Node right now, but like it'll share one TCP connection anyways. And it just, if you're doing any kind of bidirectional communication, it just makes it a lot easier. There's cool ways to do it if HTTP3 is available, but we don't. That definitely doesn't exist in Node, so we're not gonna do that. All right, so
all right, keep going. Give me 1 second. I'll be back with some cheese, but keep talking.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to get rid of Express. Get rid of you. You. Yeah. Comment this out for now. All right. All right, so don't need that, but okay. All right, let's get this working.
Okay, sorry. I really needed some cheese.
Nice.
I got some. Did we get it working? What did I miss?
Let's see. So we have to start this up again. You remember the commands? It was like npx, nx,
Serve.
serve.
And then
NX,
whatever the app is called.
serve, and this is chat server.
It's a serving.
Type
There's a lot
error.
of errors.
Type error. What's the type error? Specify one of port server or no server. Oh, what? Must have specified something silly. Oh yeah, no server true. That's silly. We do want a server. Listening on that. Whoa, that's a really weird number. Wait, why is it listening there? Can I set up the path? Let's see.
Wait, what are we getting the server to even do? Oh yeah, are we making it like an RxJS expert or something? Like, what are we doing with this thing?
What are we doing with what now?
Are we gonna make it like an expert on, like, what are we, like an expert on jam? We should make it just spit out dad jokes.
So this is what? This is just start chat app. Yeah.
npx nx serve chat app.
It's always serve.
I think so. I mean, I don't know the difference between serve and start for nx.
It's fine.
Nx start versus nx serve.
All right. WebSocket connection is established and we got the message hello server. All right. So we're talking back and forth between it, which is great. So now when we get a message, we have to send a message that makes sense when we submit, which is going to be like right here. Where's my submit here. So in here we prevent default, and then we're going to do something. And what we really want to do is we want to send something over that WebSocket server. So I'm going to kill most of this. Yeah, I'm going to kill most of this. We don't need almost any of this. If
we build like a next app, would they just give us WebSockets for free?
No. WebSockets, you'd still end up having to roll this stuff. I mean, they might have some. No, I really doubt it. How do I put this? Almost all of the modern frameworks are really optimized for like, you're going to fetch and not like reactive, like streaming updates from the server. Like, they're really kind of geared towards people that are making very basic applications. Which is one of the reasons why, you know, the tutorials and the demo apps end up so slick in these things, is because they're not really doing anything that crazy. Like they're not doing streaming data visualization or AI chats or whatever usually. All right. So we've got this. We can get the what do I call it? Q is that the message we're sending? Where's the text is coming from down here. Input is input. All right. So it's just called input is a string. Yeah. So I'm going to do WS WebSocket. What do I call it? Socket. Yeah. Send Expected one argument's got 0. So I'm going to send JSON stringify, and then we'll give it like something that it can deal with. Role user content is input. That sounds good. So this is just our string that we're sending. This is the role that we're sending it as. I don't even really know if I need to do that or if it just needs to be like type user message. Content is input or data is input. All right, so that's what we're sending, and we're just stringifying it. So it's sending it over the wire. And that way, if we go back to our server, right here, we're going to be like message data equals JSON parse. Is this message to string? That's the raw data. That's fine. I'll do a try catch around this so it doesn't crash the server if it can't parse it for some reason. So error failed to parse message, return, that's fine. And then yeah, this is going to be any null. I'm cheating a little bit by using any. If message data type equals, is that what we used, chat? No, we used user message. Then we're going to handle the chat message. Now, I'm just going to go, I'm going to use like async await here just to be silly, but like now we can go and I'm going to uncomment this stuff just so I can pull code out of it and read it a little better. But this is our code from last time where like we were doing the, oh, let's go send this request and get the response and stream the response out. So I'm going to.
Wait, but you like, you glossed over why are you using async await? Why are you using it?
I'm using async await just to keep the code clean in this part because our server has to respond with something. And this isn't something where we care if we're not going to cancel it. So cancellation isn't a thing. I don't need to merge streams yet. So RxJS is probably not the choice for this particular level of doing things. Like we get a message from the client, we want to respond with something. So I'm gonna use async await here, but that does not necessarily mean that everything inside of this block is going to use async await, if that makes sense. Also, this API here is expecting us to use async await. So I'm going to copy this bit up here and move it. So if we got a user message, I'm going to do this. Wait, handle user message. That's fine now. Like the message data, and then async function handle user message. And it's going to take a WebSocket. That's not what is that? Just a WebSocket, which should come from here. Should probably import that as a type because I'm not using it as anything but that. And then here do message, which is going to be type user message. And what did I call it? Content is a string. Is that right? Content? No, data is a string. All right, so that's what I'm getting from the client. What we've already parsed. Oop. Now inside here, we're going to do this stuff. So we get our AR response. And so this is going to give us back like a streaming thing if we can get past here. If this screws up, though, we need to tell the WebSocket. So like I'm going to say, and we have to JSON stringify this. So we're going to send this back to the server. Let's see, type error. All right. Probably, you usually don't want to send the error message back to the client. This is kind of bad coding. So I might just log this bit here. Let's just log the error. in its entirety. So we failed to send the message, and this is just a message we're going to send back to the client. And then the other thing that we're going to do, we have to make sure the template and the question stuff is copied over. So here's the template and the question message. So get that here. And we have a doc context that we brought. So this is additional context.
So like, I remember doing WebSocket, like a WebSocket talk, like so many years ago, right? Like 2019, I guess it was. Do you feel like people still need like education on WebSockets and how to use them and like what a practical implementation is?
Yeah, probably, because I think a lot of people still try to use Socket.io, where it's wildly not necessary anymore. Like Socket.io kind of existed because there were browsers that didn't support sockets. And so it could like fall back to long polling. It does some stuff around like multiplexing, but like realistically, it's really easy to handle that stuff yourself with something like Rx, or even nowadays with HTTP2, you can just open multiple WebSockets that each hit a different endpoint, and you don't need to multiplex or write code to multiplex anymore. It can just handle that. So on both ends, because it uses one TCP connection. So like, yeah, I think people need education on it, especially since nobody's framework really handles them that well. But yeah. All right, so let's see. So this is the error case. So we screwed up. And then down here, we need the success case, which is 408, each one of these things. Oh, look. It finished it for us. So for every single chunk of data that we get from these streams, let's send that item, the chat completion chunk, to this. Now, this item, it's going to have choices and stuff. Like, it's not going to be amazing. So we can use RxJS for this thing, or we can be like, all right, let's just send like AI message, data, choices. Is it 0 dot delta content? And if there's no content, we don't want to send it. So I'm just going to skip it if there's no content. So if we have content, we'll send it. Otherwise, don't. All right. So this is just a string. That's fine. All right. So for every single chunk of the response, we're going to send that bit. And so this is like how it's typing out stuff. I think it just sends like a word after word after word. And this is all going to get pushed to the client after it gets a message from us that says, here's our user message. So it's going to send back AI message. Now, all of this stuff is now junk. You can get rid of it. So here's our chat server. And then right here, I'm going to go, and this isn't ideal. This is just like a basic thing, but like, all right, so right here, we sent this, we cleared it out afterwards. And we now, the whole time, we need to listen for messages from the AI. So let's go back up here, and we need to set up an effect for this because we need to listen for these changes and update the output from it.
Why is it not ideal, that piece that you were looking at?
Well, one, use effect isn't great anyways. Two, how do I put this? Actually, you know what? We can probably use Rx to do something cooler with this. So, all right. So the problem now becomes that we have this living WebSocket, and you have to listen for messages that come back from the server that says like AI message. So you have to filter for everything by AI message. And then if it is an AI message, you have to start building out the message to put into your UI, right? And then once that it's done sending that message, then you allow the user to add additional input, right? Like, or send additional input. So there's this whole, now you've got this event coordination problem where like you don't want the user to send multiple messages to the server while the server's still sending you things. If anyone that's used ChatGPT knows that, like you can't send your message until it's done sending its thing unless you want to interrupt it, right? So we're gonna have to make sure to do something like that. So putting it in use effects is probably the wrong choice. What we can do is we've got this async here already. We're not awaiting anything, but we can leverage RxJS to be like, oh, I'm going to take the next set of messages from this WebSocket server. Now, the WebSocket server, let me kill this. One other thing I'm not really doing is as it's going through and doing this 408, we're not sending anything where we know the AI message is done. So right here, I'm going to say like send JSON stringify type AI message done. And the data will be like, no, it'll be like nothing. It doesn't matter. That's valid JSON, believe it or not. So we don't even really need to send this part. Like I could just send this, I guess. So we need to know when the message is done. So what I can do on the other end then is be like, all right, so in here, I need to send this message and then get all the streaming results back with that. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to say, send message and get stream response. And we're going to use RxJS for this bit. So I'm going to return a new observable, which should come from RxJS and subscriber. And I don't know what the type is for this yet. I'll just put any for now and I'll figure it out later. But what I'll do is I'll actually have the socket send, here's the user message. Oh, look at this. Let's see how accurate this is. So we send the user message and then we add this event listener that's like, hey, when we get a message, yeah, so this isn't great. This isn't great. I need an observable that's just going to give me messages that are from an AI message. So let's see. From complete. Let's see. Stream AI response. And actually, this can be a regular constant observable. New observable. Should it be string pieces? Sure, why not? And then what will we do? Subscriber, sure. All right. So in here, I'm going to say socket add event listener message event. Let's see. Oh man, this is, I'm going to get even more advanced with this. Socket messages from event. Socket message. So those are just the raw socket messages. I'm going to make sure I map those into JSON because that's going to be like every single time. Map. And then this could be null. Data doesn't exist on events. Yes, it does, because that's a message event. And that's always, that could be anything. We don't need to do toString. We're just going to say that it's always a string. And then what? If there's a message, if there's an error, do I care if there's an error? I do care if there's an error. So catch error, failed to parse message. That's fine. So this is just like returning empty. So I'll update that. All right. So what this is this is an observable of socket messages that, what am I missing? I'm missing a close bracket. An observable of socket messages. So every single message on the socket, I'm going to automatically parse this JSON.
if there's a problem, we just log it and do nothing. So this is the same as returning empty, really. And so that way it keeps going, like this observable doesn't die, or the subscription to this rather doesn't die. All right, so then from there we need AI response, which is going to come from socket messages. We filter it to AI response, but that's not all we really need to do. We need to say we only care about the ones that are AI response, and if we get one that's AI response done, then kill it. I guess we could change the contract a little bit to have like a done thing we check. Yeah, let's do that. So instead of this, do AI message data null done true, and this will have done false. So we can look and we can see if we're done sending the message. So I don't know where this is coming from. I don't particularly care about it. That should just be a string. So the message is a string. And then we're going to take until up here. Take until, or take while. We have to make sure that we don't have this and done. So while it's not an AI response with the message that is done. All right. So if we get a type that's AI response, and we already filtered by that. That's silly. So basically, while the messages aren't done, let me add this. What is this? It is unknown. Very good. Let's just say that this is going to be. What is this upset about? Where is map declared? Conflicts with another declaration. Oh. Wait, where's the other declaration? Is this high? Is it losing? It's losing its mind. I don't know why it thinks there's another declaration. It's map. Let's see. Line 3, it's declared there. This is not before. Wait. 23, line 3, really? It thinks it's declared here. Oh, because I have too many brackets. Okay. Okay. All right. So just to recap, I open the WebSocket and just keep it open. I'm not doing anything fancy with the Rx to keep it open for now. I can go back and fix that later. But from there, I have an observable of just socket messages. Those socket messages, I'm already pre-parsing that with JSON. If there's a problem, I just log it and continue on. And then here, I'm taking those parsed socket messages and I am saying, hey, filter down to the ones that are the type AI response, only take them while you're not done. So as soon as you get a done message, stop this observable, and then just give me the data. So this is just the string that you normally get out of this. So I'm going to get this AI response. Now, down here where I'm like send and stream response, I want to send this to the server and then I want to stream this stuff back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a defer from RxJS. And this just means I'm going to defer some observable. I'm going to return AI response here. But before I do that, I'm going to do WebSocket send the user message. So this observable here, when you subscribe, what it's going to do is it's going to send the message and then it's going to wait for that response to come back. So this is send message and stream response. Now that returns an observable. And the reason that this is interesting is I can go down here and I can consume it in this async await. So I can go down and set this input. I don't need to send this here. Right here, after I scroll to the bottom of the chat, I might need to scroll the bottom chat repeatedly, actually. So I'm going to do for await const response part of. So this is going to stream partial responses. We're going to go through and just do this thing. And every single time we do that, might need to scroll to the bottom of the chat. After we update the chat. So let's see. Set messages. So this response part, really, we're going to be building onto the last message over and over and over again. So let's see. The previous message, existing messages equals messages. And then next it's going to be let me think about this. Let AI response message is a string that's empty. And then for every single one of these parts, we're just going to take this response part, add it on AI response message, existing messages. And probably don't need this bit because we're just going to keep appending on. Now, we also want to disable our input while this is going on. So I'm going to go up here and add that, and then come down to our input and say disabled is input disabled. And then so before, as soon as we set this, actually, no, we're not going to disable it there. We'll disable it. Yeah, we will disable it there. And we'll also disable this. And we'll also check up here where we just say return it. So make sure we don't do anything else if the input's disabled. We can probably get more clever with Rx with this, but I don't want to confuse people. So we're consuming an observable here. And this is just like going to stream these things out. And every single time we're going to update this. Now, as soon as, like right before we do this, we need to, let's see, set input disabled to true. And then as soon as we're done, we'll set input disabled to false. So I'm going to see how we're doing. I think that, I think I also might want to make sure that I am adding spaces between my content.
Well, I'm laughing at this because like,
all right.
So like WebSockets is not overkill.
WebSockets is not overkill. This is way simpler than what we were about to have to do. We were trying to just use fetch. Like if you want to just go get the whole response now, fetch is great. If you want to stream it out, they have, it looks like they have some apparatus for like doing the streaming for you in a library that was out of date last time I checked on it. Like the one that we were looking at in the example app, they had like this kind of like this abstraction around like streaming it over HTTP, which is fine, but the library is out of date. I couldn't get it to work previously when you and I were looking at this stuff. So this is just doing it like raw with WebSockets,
which is better anyways.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons. Now the downside is you lose your connection, you have to reconnect the WebSocket, but we can add handling for that later. Right now, let's just get this working. So let's see. So this is unexpected token H. All right, let me kill this and restart it. So there's that app. There's this app. I'm going to refresh my client app. I'm just going to send something over here really quick. Socket is already closing or in a closed state. Well, that's neat. Connection failed. Oh, hold on. Let me restart my app. So our connection is failing here. Wait, what is this? Why are we serving that? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do cat server. That's where our connection's failing. All right, so now we've got that up. So we've established our connection. I'm going to send a chat message. We'll see if we can see anything pop up there. Let's see.
Can't we just like take this WebSocket and like turn it into a library that people can import into their app so that they don't have to write it themselves?
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
It's pretty easy, right?
I don't want to maintain it. Somebody else has to do it.
But it's like pretty easy, right? Like it'll take like 5 minutes.
No. No, it will not. Nothing takes take anything that Tracy says and multiply it by 10. All right. So we've got this connection. We got an unexpected thing. So it's clearly we've got an error here. And it goes to parse the message. Let's see what the message is. Oops. Type too fast.
I mean, that would be the cool thing to do. I feel like that is cool and exciting.
Let's see. This is running now. I'm going to send something. I'm just sending the text hi there, and we'll see if we can. Oh, of course, it's all disabled now because of my disabling logic. All right. So we received the message hi there. And it looks like we parsed it okay. All right. And did we send anything back? Well, that seen, doesn't it? All right. So in here, I'm going to console log the response part.
I mean, you could say that this is more secure than using like a third-party library, right?
Secure. We haven't added any security on this. Like we didn't put any you're not logging in. It's not checking.
Well, from like a third-party library perspective, though, like if you're hand rolling it, it's better than using a third-party library.
I mean, if I hand roll something and publish a library, then yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're not dependent on a third-party library, then you don't have issues like nobody updated it in 3 years and there's security issues, right? Like you don't have to deal with any of that stuff. So you're right. Let's see. So I sent the message. This is subscribing to it. Let's see. I definitely got the user message. And then AI response, we're getting in here and it's not failing to parse the message on our side, but we're also not seeing messages. So it makes me curious. Let's do the old Tapperoonie. Import tap from RxJS. Hooray. I'm looking in in the client now when I'm seeing this stuff. So we are receiving messages. Okay, so we're getting messages. And it's already got spaces in it. Let's go down here. So maybe our 408 stuff isn't being hit. Let's get rid of this. Console log response part. So this part isn't doing anything. This is returning an observable. Do we have the right version of RxJS here is the next question. Let's see. And let's have a look. Console log response stream symbol dot async iterator. Let's see if there's a function there in my other console. Sorry. Kill this. send something, we do get an async iterator. And it is, well, it is subscribing to it. So I can see things come back. It's strange that I'm not seeing anything here. Let's get rid of this. So that's definitely a function. We are seeing the, where's the tab? We are seeing this. So it's not getting past something. Maybe it's here. So the message is type equals AI message. Oh, there we go. It's AI message and not AI response. There's your problem. All right. I'm going to try it one more time, and then I'll flip over to the UI if it's actually working. It's doing something. It's doing something. It put something up here. And it was logging, but like, I'm guessing it's not really setting the messages well. Let's see. I'm thinking that my usage of state here is not the best, because I'm taking the existing messages that we already had, and I'm like, hey, append this other one that I'm building onto it, and it clearly is not happy. But maybe that's just because, oh, I know why. It's because down here, our for loop, our map, rather, our message map thinks that this message has like a content, and really it's all just strings right now. There's no message ID, nothing. So we probably should send message IDs and stuff, but for now, I'm just going to fudge it. This isn't the nicest way to do this, but we'll use indexes for keys, despite the fact it's kind of hacky. And I will update the code later if we can get the sucker to work. All right, here we go. Try it one more time. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to flip over to the UI code now, or to the browser bit. Let me go here. Stop screen, present screen, share screen, window. Where's my window with the chat client in it? It's this one, share. All right, so you can see the chat app now. Tracy, can you see the chat app?
Yes, I just added it to the stage.
Okay, sorry. All right, so I'm going to refresh this so we can go again. Let's see. Tell me about RxJS. Remember we said that you wrote RxJS 19?
And I did.
Who wrote
obvious.
the latest version? There we go.
It's been well received by the community. So it works?
It works. Now we should
again.
probably add focus back to this as soon as we're done with that. So we've got this going. Oh, we also didn't add our chat up there, so that's not great. I'm going to go up and let's go up and fix that real quick. So stop screen, present.
How does it feel, Ben? Do you
What's
feel
that?
accomplished?
No, not really.
What do you need in your life?
Don't know. I really. So let's see. We're going to go, we have to take the input and the message we're about to send. And we will do like, what? Existing messages, set messages, existing messages, input. Oh, wait. And then we have to make sure that we add input every single time here too. That's fine. We can do that. But now it doesn't know whether or not it's user or not. I see. So this isn't going to be correct because I only have strings, and it's like, hey, are you like, what's your role? Like, it's, where's the code? The code's down here. Or is it? God damn it. Why can't I find anything? It's up here. So it's looking for a message role, and we don't have a role. This is just a string right now. So let's see. We're going to change this back to message content. I'm just going to hack this in here. Message content. Message ID. We'll still keep index. I'm too lazy. And then I'm going to change this around a little bit. So instead of just strings, oh, here. This is any. This is going to be like role string content string. Now it's going to complain right here that these are not the right type of thing. So the input is going to be role user. Content is input. And then that's the user message. This is user message. AI response message needs to be role content. Yeah. And this is content. Make this a const now because we're not actually mutating it. And that's pretty cool. And then down here, we need to also set focus to our input. Ref focus. Is that a thing?
That's so cool. I've never used that before.
To do what?
The focus part.
Yeah. So like you can use, there's like a autofocus thing, but it kind of sucks. We need
just like in JavaScript or in React or what?
Basically, oh, we've got this input thing. I forgot about that. So this is, oh crap. So that we'd have to do like a forward ref thing. That's super annoying. Okay, well, I'm going to hack that too. So we can do this in JavaScript. Don't be too hacky. Well, I'm doing it.
Don't be too hacky. I thought I was going to say fuck it. Like fuck it like a socket.
There we go. Bucket. All right. All right. So that's going to focus after we re-enable our thingy.
Where does it focus to though?
The whatever input it finds, which there's only one on the screen right now.
Oh, cool. That's really cool.
So this is just plain DOM manipulation JavaScript stuff. This isn't reacted or anything. All right. So let's.
Is focus?
I think this is going to solve our problems, but let's look at the app now. Stop screen, present, share screen, and it's here. Share. All right, so we're here. Let's refresh the page. Oh, there we go. We're doing good. Except for we didn't get our focus down here. Let's see.
I see it. Okay, show me again. Show me again. Show me again.
So I'm looking at here. It didn't focus that. What did it focus? There's another input somewhere. Jeez.
Where?
I'm supposed to set focus. Oh, well. We'll just do this again. Let's see. Hi there. Hello. Can I help you? Blah, 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 blah. My name is Ben Lesh.
Whoa, it's so cool that you can see it being typed out. Like in the console.
That was the main reason we switched to WebSockets, so we can get it typing out. So this is just it logging like what we're seeing.
Wait, does it log out in here too? No.
No, right now I just have it logging.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, sorry. I didn't see that. Yeah.
Cool. Well-known figure in Angular community.
That is so cool.
I heard he writes crappy code. Anyways.
Thanks. Ask him about Primogen.
I'm good. We're not going to do that.
Okay, so
no, I'm not going to do that.
Wait, so like I forgot about something. So wait, there's that, and then but did you add all the Cohere stuff? Or do we have the or sorry, not the Cohere stuff, the AstraDB stuff? Is the AstraDB stuff hooked up?
No, I didn't add any of that stuff. It's only necessary if you want to remember context about what the person's doing, right?
Well, we do. Can you hook it up to my AstraDB? Just look at my just look at my code. It's
I mean,
only
you
a
could,
few
like,
lines. It's like 1 or 2 lines.
Sure, but I don't want to do that right now. Like, it's all right. The reason I don't want to do it is because we have to like have this account and have like a thing to log into it and all this other stuff. Like, realistically, and this
Wait,
is
why
not
do
a
you have to have
slam.
account
It's not
and
a slam to them at all. What they have is great, but like we could save. How do I put this? They have this really interesting thing where they can save like lots of things, and there's interesting kind of fuzzy ways to search it. Like, we could literally take this conversation and save it in memory in the node server and accomplish a lot of similar things. You could even take the chat in memory in the node server, send out another request to ChatGPT and be like, hey, summarize this into keyword or key topics, and then take those key topics that come back from ChatGPT and store those in like a file or in memory, and then load those back
but
up
like as
and
an
use those to build your context.
yeah, but that's like so demo-y, right? Whereas like the point of the vector database is you store like big data sets, huge data sets, and then you're able to query those data sets, like you're able to use those database for.
Sure. This whole app is pretty demo-y though, right? Like, they're like,
I feel like WebSockets is less demo-y than some of the other demo-y things, and using the third-party libraries and whatever to get it to work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the using WebSockets, it's like this is like a real, like, I'm a real developer trying to solve this problem, and like the third-party library wasn't updated, so I can't use their little streaming thing. What do I do, right? And you're left with two options. One, you write your own streaming JSON parser, which I've done, or two, just use WebSockets and it solves your problem for you. So,
yeah. Okay, so it works.
Yes.
This is great information.
Tell me a story about Tracy Lee. Have it include a purple dinosaur named Jay Phelps. Once upon a time in the world of web development, there lived a brilliant coder named Tracy Lee. Tracy was known far and wide for her mastery of RxJS and her innovative contributions to the Angular community. She single-handedly wrote RxJS 19, the latest version of the powerful reactive programming library. One day, Tracy received a special request for help from a quirky purple dinosaur named Jay Phelps. Jay was a skilled developer himself, but he ran into a puzzling bug in his latest project and couldn't quite figure it out. Tracy, always willing to lend a hand to fellow coders, immediately came to Jay's aid. You're so helpful.
After hours of collaboration and Tracy falling asleep, they finally cracked the code and fixed the bug, much to Jay's delight. Thanks, Jay.
Okay, but why was Jay purple? I'm not sure about the reason why Jay was purple, as the context provided was data arcs. Come up with a reason.
So remember, the last thing we have to do is add the A part, the R part. But I mean, do you feel like this is like, is this like we're done? Like this is like, okay, so we took v0.dev and used it to kind of scaffold our app. Should we call it that? Is that called scaffolding?
Yeah, I mean, we used it to generate some rough React components that then I had to rough in, right? Like,
yeah, it would have been better if we had just stayed in Next, right? Because then you wouldn't have had to write the server, even though the server was kind of copy pasted. But then could you do what WebSockets with Next? Like, would that have been?
Yeah, I mean, you can do WebSockets with anything. Like, honestly, if I was going to write this app and this is the entire app is just a chat client, like I wouldn't use framework. I'd probably just be like, all right, like there's a text box, there's a thing. Like I could make this so light and fast and lean that, you know, it would just be like, I don't know, 100 lines of JavaScript or less and some HTML.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience?
No, I mean, as far as RxJS goes, the interesting stuff we did with it,
Do you want to share your screen if you
Oh
want?
yeah, let me, you're right. Let me share that. Window.
So this is really interesting stuff with RxJS and like talking to ChatGPT, but like not really anything interesting related to like AI.
I mean, you've got all the interesting stuff for AI is happening here. I mean, at the end of the day, all of these things are like, hey, let's send some context to a chat to ChatGPT, and then after that, let's send some user content, and then stream back the AI content from the model, right? Like that's it. And any other tool where you're getting something out of a vector database or getting data from anywhere is really just going to be like, oh, get that data and feed it into this thing, so that the chat model has this context.
Yeah.
Right?
So what you're saying is like, okay, so like this basic RAG stuff, right, is like not that. Well, I mean, I've been feeling this way too. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Cool, you're using a new API that like we haven't used before, but it's not like anything magical except for the fact that
Like,
it's,
I mean,
cool.
The vector database stuff would be magical if you had to like do a lot of fuzzy searching or like fuzzy data storage or fuzzy searchable indexable data storage at scale. But like, you know, if you've got an app with like 1,000 users and you don't have a huge budget and you wanted to just, if you could do something like, oh, take all of the chat content, summarize it in a bunch of keywords and whatever, and then store that record in a database under this user's name. And when they come back in, pull it out, flop it in the context of this template here, and send it to the GPT client. Right? Like you could totally do that, and it would be valid. It would work pretty well. It might not scale super well. There'd be some other weird things that you probably couldn't do with it. But like, as far as a general like first go solution, you could totally do that. There's no reason you can't leverage AI to analyze your data and then store that analyzed data so you can act upon like a, you know, like a summarized set of it. Right. That makes sense. So, yeah, there's, I don't know. It's one of those things where the vector database is obviously going to perform a lot better and have plenty of other features. And I probably don't understand all of them, but it's not a requirement for writing an AI chatbot for sure.
Okay. And then you're going to tell us, you said that was the interesting AI stuff, and then you're going to talk about the interesting RxJS stuff. Oh,
yeah. So the RxJS stuff, most of it, like in this side, I didn't really use RxJS because it was a pretty straightforward server. Here, you know, I pulled in some RxJS, and most of what I was using it for was one, you can consume observables with 408, which is kind of interesting for people. Like it's you know, this is like, hey, subscribe to this observable and do stuff in here, and then when you're done, stop it down here. And this is totally valid. It will keep working. Now, the downside to doing it this way is you can't really cancel this, right? Like you can't, this is a non-cancelable thing. So if you submit this and this streams forever, even after you unmount your component, that code's going to be going. And that's where promises and, you know, async await and stuff kind of falls on its face. But this code's pretty maintainable. And I can tell you that the odds of ChatGPT streaming endlessly forever are pretty low. You might end up costing some CPU cycles or whatever by implementing something this way, but it's probably not going to be the end of the world.
What about the whole thing? I don't think did you add the code to like, if the WebSocket closes, like what to do? I don't think you added that handling.
Yeah, we didn't add that. So right now it's like just connected at the top level. And if I wanted to do something where we handled it automatically if it closed, I would wrap this in an observable and then add like a share on that, right?
Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? That's so easy.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. So
what was that argument on the internet the other day about const versus let? Did you see that?
it was Ryan Florence joking and people taking it seriously because everyone loves to be like, ha, everyone else is wrong, especially in programming world. Like tech Twitter just loves to be like, everything that everyone else is doing, like semicolons, is wrong and I know better. And I have a distinct feeling that those people are dumb. That's me. Like everyone else is doing it, but you're too cool to do it because what? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. All right. So here's our WebSocket. Let's see what we can do. So this is just nexting out. It's open. It's closed. Blah 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 blah. I don't really care if it's open or closed. We need something to send messages on our socket. All right. We could use the WebSocket subject, I suppose. I don't always like doing that, but I can. Let's do it. Why not? All right. So now we have this WebSocket subject. And let's do this. Here's our socket subject. And we don't care about this anymore. And what? Does this have any other? It's a URL or config source, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's got any other pre-processing. So socket messages are just going to be from socket.
You know, there's more refactoring here than I anticipated.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get. I want to say that this already has like default stuff. Hold on. libdom. I don't want libdom. Stop it.
I was like, yeah, all you do is just wrap it and then do .share and you're good. No.
Yeah. No. Not how it works.
There was a vision.
Default config. We already have the default serializer and deserializer, so it's already going to do that for us. All right, so we get to remove a bunch of crap here and here. Socket messages are just going to come from this. This is a message type. So the in messages and out messages are just going to be type string data. Data's any done is a Boolean. All right, and this is socket. And this just becomes next. We don't need to JSON stringify anything. And what else do we need to do? All right, so we have all this, and we also need to make sure that we're sharing this sucker. So
The most important part.
let's import it. Let's see, ref count. The other thing is you can do reset on ref count 0 and give it like a function that gives you like a timer. So we can say like, oh, wait for 5 seconds before you disconnect the WebSocket. So that way, if you don't have anything else listening to it and it doesn't just close the WebSocket and then have to reopen it again the next time you subscribe to it. It's probably not going to happen in this app because it's just going to stay active, but we can do that. So here's our socket messages. And then let's see. What else can we do? So we're filtering it there, take whiles there, defers here. That's fine. I think that we're pretty good, with the exception of we want to have this, and if there's a problem when streaming the message, we want to reconnect if there's an error.
Yeah.
So like if we want
God,
to,
I just love sniping you.
Yeah. We want to reconnect when there's an error, like at this part. We can do it here or we can do it here. I probably would do it here so that way it resends the user message again. So yeah, I would just do it here and say retry. So retry just by default is just going to immediately retry it if there's a problem. You can add like step backs and everything else if we want after the fact on the same operator, but now it's going to reconnect, or at least try to reconnect over and over and over again if there's a problem. Let's add a delay.
I'm taking notes here because I kind of want to like take this part out and do it into a new video, but it's like everywhere from where we're like wrapping everything so we can share it. And then also adding, what is it called? Like restarting it if it closes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is like, there's an error. All right. All right. So that's just going to retry the request. All right. So now we've got this retry thing, but here's the fun part. Now this app is only going to keep the WebSocket connection open for as long, like if you don't send a message, it's going to wait for a while before it actually sends it. So it's not actually going to connect the WebSocket also until you send the message, right? Because it's going to wait for you to try to send something, and then as soon as it subscribes to the response, that's when it's like, oh, connect the WebSocket if we're not already connected. So there's going to be a little bit more of a delay in the first message, but as long as you're chatting with it more often than every 5 seconds, and maybe you make this longer, maybe you say it's like a minute or something, you could do.
Yeah, make it a minute.
Like that. After a minute, it'll time out and disconnect the WebSocket, so you don't eat resources, right? So yeah, that's
Does
pretty
it
much.
still work? Does the app still work?
Yeah, let's go try it. Let me present. All right, let's see. Refresh. Yeah, we're still good. Now you'll see like, let's see, look at the network WebSocket connection. So we've got this open WebSocket connection. It's going, and or I don't know. One of them's the app and one of them's the client. So if I wait for a while, we should see one of those disconnect, I would think.
Well, yeah, in a minute.
Stalled.
30 seconds.
I could also like log it out of the server to show that it's disconnected, right? Or you know what? I'm just going to change the code really quick so it'll log out when it unsubscribes and or finalizes, and that's so I'll do that really quick. I'm not going to like switch screens again, but let's see. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing. Son of a gun. There's your problem. But let me see. So here's one for connecting to the chat server. And then we'll also add one for unsubscribe. Oh, that's not unsubscribe. We want to do finalize. disconnected from the chat server. So we'll now that I updated it, we should be able to see. And not in here. Let's go to the console. We should be able to see this stuff. Refresh. So we're not connected yet. It would have shown up here as soon as I type something.
Mm-hmm.
Send. It says connecting to the chat server. We connect, and then we get messages back. Now, if we wait for a whole minute, I should have made it less than a minute, so we don't have to wait a whole minute. Do you want to talk about anything, Tracy?
What color are your pants today?
Blue.
Are you wearing pants today?
No.
What color are your toenails?
What's that?
What color are your toenails?
They're just hopefully, pink, but.
How many pieces of hair do you have on your big toe?
I don't know that question. More than 10.
Are you sure?
Less than 50. I don't know.
More than 10, less than 50. 50 is a lot of hairs, Ben.
It's a pretty normal looking guy, big toe, I think.
I don't want to Google big toes.
I have to answer the door.
Okay.
Watch this thing and see if it disconnects. I'll be right back.
Oh, it says disconnected.
Nice. Sorry, I got a big delivery.
It's okay.
Literally, it was like workout equipment. All right.
I need to buy a new workout bench.
So look, disconnected. And as soon as I try this again, connecting.
Wow. That was a fast connection, though. There was no delay. I did not see a delay.
It's local. So yeah, it's local. Like you would probably want to do something to like reconnect it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay, well, thank you. Anything else we want to talk about?
No, not really.
No.
That's it.
Have you ever counted the number of hairs on your mustache?
No, there's at least 20.
There could be more.
It could be more. I had it like bushier before it was like blue. And I trimmed it. It. I might shave it off again, but every time someone says something negative about it, I'm like, no, I'm keeping it.
I don't know what this like circle thing is here, though. This is interesting. I'm going to start making fun of that.
You know what it is it's gray. So like
no, you've like shaved right here.
Not straight on is
no, you shaved right here.
I did not shave here. This is hairy.
Oh, so okay. You know they have mascara for that.
Yeah, like just for men stuff or whatever. I just don't care.
It just looks like you have a really big chin.
Yeah, it does. I have a huge chin. It's just shadow.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for looking at Ben's chin. Thanks, Ben, for pairing. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Welcome back, y'all. I'm going to share my screen. And we want to do, let me see. So window, share my window. I thought I had two VS Code things, Visual Studio Code. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have this thing right here, right? So this is the last app that we did. And this was where we, when we just want to stick Cohere and data stacks into here, into this new app.
Yeah.
And so it was really just like importing some stuff and then basically like dumping this into, our new app. I think it's right here. Right here.
Yeah.
So it should just be this, right? And I guess this is a test of like how easy it is it for this to integrate into a React app. So going back to the React app, oh God, I wish I
I
could
mean,
do side by side.
it's really integrating into the node service, right? Like
Oh yeah, that's true.
it
Sorry.
would be totally opaque to whatever the front end is doing.
Yeah. So should I just copy paste this part?
Yeah.
And then I go down to here, I think.
Yep. And then there's probably some stuff below that's actually using AstraDB to do something or other.
Yeah, and let me do my import. So let me how do you switch your screen share easily? Do I just have to
There's
like
no easy way to
stop?
do it in this. Like you have to go and pull it from
Present and then share screen window. This one. All right, so going into the chat server, going into main.ts, and then I should just do it up here, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff we already have in there, right? Like
We have the
we're,
Cohere
we're
stuff
already checking
already.
the OpenAI key. We're already pulling that out. Like,
Oh, yeah, so we don't have to do the OpenAI. Wait, hold on. The consts. Well, let me just copy paste this real quick. Okay, so and then
oh, you're coding this. This is even better. I like this better.
oh, you like it better when I'm doing it?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. I can still do it. Like,
Okay, so let me just dump all this stuff into here. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. If I save, is it going to format for me? No, it's not.
It won't format if there's formatting errors already. Don't bother with that.
Okay.
It'll fix itself whenever you
Okay.
correct.
So I can just delete this.
Yeah, you can delete that. You can delete that if statement right below because you already have that in there.
Yep.
And then you need to move those other two statements.
These two
Actually, you
statements
can
right here.
delete line
have to
12 through 14. You already have
yeah.
that one.
Yeah. And the
And then the
Cohere one
Cohere client, you need to move down. That's
below this right here.
Yeah, somewhere.
Dump it right
Right
here. Okay. And then I also need to do my import. So I need to import Cohere client. Go ahead and dump that in there. And then I need to import AstraDB. I think that's it though.
Yeah,
Let me
do
see.
you like Command Shift P and type
Command Shift P. Okay.
and then type like format document.
Okay.
And then hit that, and it'll be like, what do you want to format it with? Unless it forces it. Oh, weird, it didn't format it. So Prettier's got a problem. It's upset that there's some error in whatever we're doing.
Oh, you think it's this?
Yeah. No, that looks okay.
Oh, is it because I didn't? Why is this all red over here?
It's because you haven't installed all your dependencies. That's okay. That shouldn't cause it to not format. The only thing that'll cause it to not format is if you have like malformed TypeScript in there. If you want to commit that, and I can like pull it down or whatever, you can do that.
All right, let's see. Git. Oh my God. Git commit -m stuff. Git push -u. Do I push to the branch?
Yeah, just push up to. I mean, it's on master. You can just push or main or whatever. Just push.
Oh, it says. Well, I said git checkout -b, and then I did the branch. Oh my God. Like.
Don't force it because you
I'm
might
not forcing it.
behind or something. But okay.
I'm not forcing it. No, I just pulled it down here.
All right.
What did I do wrong?
I don't know.
Like, okay, so git checkout B. So I created a branch. Oh, you know, I didn't get add. Sorry, get add. That was my problem.
Do you
Look at me. I just solved my own problem. I don't
Tracy
have
stuff?
access,
All right,
right?
and I'll copy pasta the stuff out of Tracy
No,
stuff.
no. It says it's not. It says I couldn't commit because I couldn't read
Oh,
from the
type git remote dash v.
remote dash B.
V as in
B.
victory. Yeah.
And then enter.
Yes. All right, so you do have the right remote, and it's saying couldn't read from the repository.
Oh wait, did I
Like
do the git push dash U wrong?
I don't usually do git push dash u. I usually just say git push
Enter.
or origin Tracy stuff or something like that, or even origin head, all caps. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, there. All right. Okay, find my TypeScript error, please.
Yeah, I'll present now.
Andale. Mama, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know that's a song?
Yeah, I know that's a song by one of Atlanta's own, as I recall.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm not good with
it's Nelly. All right.
Oh.
So git fetch all. I always do all. I didn't really need to do all. All right, git checkout Tracy's stuff. All right, so in Tracy's stuff, we've got this new code.
Yeah, but yours doesn't have the linting errors.
Not yet. Wait, this doesn't look.
Did you pull? Or like, oh no,
I did. Oh, wait, git. Yeah, that should be. It's up to date with Origin. Let's see. Yeah, I think that maybe what you pushed up didn't have all of Tracy's stuff.
Why? Did I not save it?
Git reset Origin Tracy stuff.
It has the little open thing. It says the source is not saved.
Oh.
Or wait. Okay, like let me.
Did you not save your changes?
No, I did.
Wait, I'm looking. Yeah, I mean.
Look, see. But like it has this thing right here, so I'm like, wait. Did I like do something wrong?
Yeah, click the little one up there. So see where it says the little, where it says one, and there's like the little fork thing. Your git.
Where's my little fork?
The third option down, right underneath the search the search icon on the left.
Left.
Yes.
Search icon. This
left.
one. Left.
Your other left.
Left. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, right there. That one. So see that one's saying you have unstaged changes. So, or you staged the changes, but you didn't commit them. So you did git add, but you didn't commit.
Ah!
So watch. Just go up to the top, type your message in that little box that says message, and then hit commit. Ta-da! And now hit the little triple dot.
Triple dot. Push.
Oh yeah, push. I can't see it on my end. It doesn't show it.
But it's push, right?
Yeah, push.
Okay, so like you don't need to know command line. You can just do that.
Right, here we go.
No. You know, that's quite upsetting, actually. Do you use that? Like you don't use the command line? You just like
no, I only use that when it's already there and it's available in a pinch. Usually I just do the command line.
Okay.
All right. So let's see.
Go ahead and share screen.
Fetch all. Now we got some stuff. Reset to that. Look at that. Okay, so we definitely need to. Are we using npm for this, or what are we using?
Yeah.
All right. So we need to npm install save Cohere AI. And
I mean, I need to do that too, anyways.
Sax, AstraDB, yes. Those are only 2 new things. Hopefully they have types. If they don't, we'll know here in a second.
They do.
Okay. And then that one's happy. That one's saying it has no exported member named that. Oh, cute. What do you have? As waffles.
Don't you do npm install AstraDB?
Well, no, because it should have something. AstraDB admin. What does it have?
You know,
Data API. See, this is the problem I ran into when I was working with some of this stuff is like,
no.
like maybe it's like an older version that we have to install that exports them, because I just installed latest version and it doesn't have AstraDB as an exported thing. Maybe it's just DB. I'll try that.
You can't
So
just
not
npm.
waffles. DB as AstraDB.
I don't know. It worked on the other app, so I feel like
These two things.
Is you bad?
No, I would say the problem is they're publishing breaking changes. All right, so there's this. This is upset because it takes what?
Did you do another npm install? Because I'm trying to do it on my computer too. You didn't.
I mean, I just installed stuff. I can do it again. So like this is not the right AstraDB. So we need to figure out what version of Astra that this library you're using. Because whatever it is, like we've got like a breaking change here and it's not working. I mean, alternatively, we just go look at the documentation and we see how we're supposed to use it.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, if they have a breaking change, they only have one major version, so that's pretty sucky unless you're using like
They don't have a breaking change.
All right. Well, if the code you had before was working,
Yeah.
this new code with the latest version doesn't work. Therefore, breaking change. Sorry to them. Like it's not an insult. Like it's just the truth of the matter. All right. So we need to figure out how to use this thingy. So let's stop sharing this screen and then start sharing. Share screen, window, share yourself. Share yourself, Tracy.
I want to do a presentation that's called "It's Not You, It's the Documentation."
Let's see, data stacks, AstraDB. There, we want this one. Let's see, shall we? NPM JS is slow. Look at that. So many downloads. All right. Let's see. So this is saying that we should use data API client, and then we create a DB, and then we do other stuff.
So why is it working on my other app like with no problem?
Well, you're probably using a different version that was like using.
Oh, so like when I npm installed, like it was a different version.
Correct.
But that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, sounds like they're moving pretty quick and breaking stuff. Let's see how many versions they've had. This is down. It's a current version. It's latest. That's where we're at. And then there's this release candidate. And a month ago, they released a bunch of stuff. If like whatever you're using might be this sucker here. We can go look at that. Oh, look, there you go. So they had a breaking change between their beta version, which is probably what you were using. And
oh my God, Ben, you're so smart. How did you know that?
Because this isn't my first rodeo, I guess. I mean, we can just install this exact version and whatever we have will probably.
Yeah, let's do it. How do you do that? npm install.
npm install save. What is it called again? It's called data stacks.
At data stacks. At data stacks.
AstraDB ts at, and then it's what one. There we go.
What is it? 0.1.4.
Yep. Which is
Can
the
you
one
share your thing, because I want to make sure I wrote it right. Or you know what? I can share my thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was still sharing. I keep getting confused by this. Hold on. Oh, it's us infinitely. There we go. Hold on. Share screen. Window.
I can share my terminal. You can just make sure I did it.
I got it. All right. So here's what I typed to get that. So I installed. Yeah. It's the same thing.
But it's not TS. See,
Yeah, you have to have TS. All right,
Is
there's
it
the right
at
button.
0.01?
Yep. I ran that, and after that, it was happy again.
Okay, there. Oh no, but if there's still squiggly lines on the AstraDB application tool, it's because I'm not using it, right?
Right. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's out of order and a bunch of other stuff. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what?
There's
What is
Ben
that?
Lesh.
Share
I saw a
screen.
Ben Lesh.
Share. All right. There we go. So now we're good because I installed this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
And that code's fine. But we had some other code we didn't bring over where we were actually using this thing. You can see we're not using any of this yet. So whatever you had in your other code, we need to port that as well.
All right. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah. Yep. Then you can even just copy and paste it into the chat or something. I can bring it
Share
over.
screen. Main Angular GPT. Okay, there we go. So
All right.
I
So
think it was.
it's a little tiny, but what you want to do is just go up to AstraDB on line 34 and like right click it. No, the other one, the constant, the lowercase AstraDB, the variable. Yep, right click it.
I did.
Oh, I can't see the pop-up and say find all references.
Find all.
Why doesn't it show the pop-up on StreamYard? That's weird. All right, so right there, we're saying await, that guy right there. Go there. We need that line of code.
Just this one, or this one, whole thing. The whole thing.
Probably everything in that try catch block, I would say. Give me the whole shebang. Also line 66. So yeah.
What about this
That
one?
dot context. So from line 64 all the way down to scroll.
This one.
Yeah, right to there. And we need to use the dot. Okay, that's fine. So do that.
I told you this was easy. Hold on. Private chat. Okay, done.
I will. Oh, it didn't give me the whole thing. It got all the way down to the JSON S, but I can fake the rest, I guess.
Dot context JSON stringify.
Fake it until you make it, Tracy. All right, so I'm gonna get the message. We handle the user message.
I pasted the rest of it for you.
Okay, let me share my screen. Share screen. Window. Yes, share. All right. And we're back. So I was giving it this hard-coded context, and instead we are going to like look up some context, JSON stringify, whatever. Like, let me get the rest of it here. The best way to code is to just copy and paste things, obviously. We're declaring this twice, so I don't need this one anymore. This is our old one. This is adding additional context. So we're going to pull this from whatever. Now, the only other thing we need to do, and we don't need to do this like on the live stream, is we need to get your keys for.
You have all the keys in the .env file.
Oh, it's already there. Okay, so that should already work then. And then, yeah, so now we're querying the DB. Is there anything else that we did with this? Like there must be something to save the data. Or are we just looking it up? Cohere, embed.
Well, you're connecting to a database that is already existing.
You're connecting to a database that's already what?
That already exists. But like the problem with the current database is that it's all like, I just have to like reconfigure the database.
Right. Well, right now we're pulling in data. I don't know if we're supposed to be adding data to it or not. So this will
no, you're just pulling data from it.
Okay, so this will at least fetch data that has some context or whatever about presumably me or you or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. And it's, I don't know what else it's got in there. If it's got information about RxJS or whatever our client is. Let's just see if we broke everything. So that this was running as a server. Where's the client? You doing stuff. There we go. Oh, there we go. App. Ta-da. I'll start it up and then I'll share that window. Please hold. Share screen, share window, chat app. All right, so here's our message. Let's see if we work. Do you still work? Oh, wait. Let's make this smaller so it's a little bit more visible. It doesn't look like it still works. Let's see what it's saying. Oh, socket failed. Let's see. So this crashed, our service crashed. Invalid URL. So when it goes to create this URL, it's complaining. I started sharing my screen and then I didn't actually share my screen. Sorry. Let's share screen and then look at my. So whenever I tried this, it crashed the server right here. So we got an error, invalid URL, when it's trying to log into this, and that's coming from client. Here's our code where this is responsible. So this is, it's supposed to be getting the endpoint. I'm going to guess that this is probably not correct. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen just for a second so I can check that env file.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe I didn't give you all the env.
Well, I don't have an env file in here, so I probably didn't commit it.
Oh yeah, you took it out, remember?
Yeah. So I don't have anything in the env file, so it's just going to be busted anyway.
Okay, here you go.
So new file dot env. Oh yeah, because I accidentally committed it. All right, so there's that.
So do you put the env file at the top level? You do, right?
Yeah. Let me put line returns between these so it's like readable. And
Okay,
then I'm going to add that. This time I'm going to add it to my git ignore so we don't accidentally check it in.
Where do you add it to your git ignore?
Just go into the git ignore file and add .env, and it should prevent any .env files from accidentally being checked.
Yeah, but where? Because it's all organized.
Right at the bottom. It doesn't really matter where. All right, so that's there. AstraDB collection.
I mean, this is so silly because I'm doing it on my machine, but I'm just going to pull down your changes later anyway. So I'm stopping.
All right. So let me start the server again and see if that makes it happier. Serve development. What's happening? Serve chat server. No, it's complaining. Why is it complaining? Daemon, close the connection. Connected. Oh, there's something going on with our environment. Daemon closed connection. NX. NX is sad. Sorry, let me present my screen. All right. So I tried to run it and it's sad, presumably because we're whatever's occupying that that socket is bad. Let me think. I have to figure out. I always have to look this up. How do I kill process occupying the process using a port? Yeah, I do that. I have to do this all the time, and I always forget how to do it because I only have to do it well, not all the time, once every few months. I'm like, oh, what do I have to do? Oh, that's right. ls and then the port is, what port was it again? It was 3000. That's not right. Oh, I know. It's because I have to do :3000. Nothing's using it. Really?
Is there more in the VS Code that I didn't share with you, maybe?
No, this is something where like there's a problem with that, like whatever this is. Let's see, is there like a nx command for nx clean cache? Clear the nx cache. All right. Stop you. We'll stop all this stuff. Let's see. Node modules. Cache. Or maybe it's under just cache. Is it just under here, maybe? Yeah. All right. Kill that. Let's just break everything. All right, now I'll try that again. See if it's happier. Debugger listening there. Okay, that's looking better. All right, so I just had to kill the NX cache. Send bug report to Victor Satkin. All right. So addresses in use. What? Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do chat app. Done. All right. There's that. Restarting this over here. All right, let me see. Now I'll go over to our other screen. Share. Let's see. Hi there.
Ask it what the latest version of Angular is.
RxJS or any Angular. What the latest version of 17?
Okay, perfect. So it is connecting to the database.
Who is Tracy Lee? Oh, look at that. No see.
Yeah.
Why is Ben Lesh just the worst?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm well respected. Thanks.
Aww. Okay, so now it's connecting. Okay, I have another question.
Mhm.
So, in order to get things into this database, what we did last time was we basically ran this script.
Mhm.
And here's the script. Let me share my screen. Let's see,
Okay.
present share screen. Angular. Oh, I was just about to share my .env file. Let me just go ahead and okay, ts config. Yeah, we can do that one. Okay, so there's this AI chat thing. Okay, so there's these scripts, right? And for some reason, the TypeScript one wasn't running. So then I paired with Jay, and you know how much Jay loves to, hang out and in public. But anyway, so then I we did this load db.js. So basically this is the script. And what the script is doing is it's basically taking all of the information, right, about Angular 17 and it's sticking it into the database. So it's creating the vectors, right? And then it's sticking into the database.
Sure.
So, but I guess I forgot how to run the script. And this has nothing to do with this doesn't even need to be in my app because it has nothing to do with the app, except that this is how the data got in.
No, I mean it's just populating your database with whatever relevant information.
Can you push up your changes and then can I pull them down just so I'm
yeah, of course.
In sync with your stuff?
I mean, it's still on the Tracy stuff branch though. Do you want me to push it to main?
Yeah. And then should I just check out main then?
Hold on. Give me a second to get everything in there. Tracy's. Let's do add to main. All right. Main should be updated.
Okay. Get checkout main. Get pull. Do I need to pull after I check out? I usually do, right?
I mean, what I would do is I would do get fetch all, and then I do like here. I'll just send the command.
Well, I'm already there. I already did get checkout main, and I did get pull.
Oh, that'll do it too. I
Okay.
almost always do get fetch all and then get reset origin or upstream or whatever / main hard
Oh,
to force it to be exactly the same.
okay.
Because
Okay.
pull will do a merge if you don't have things in sync.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
You should be okay.
Okay, so like so now I have this thing. So I think I just want to basically take this loaddb.js thing and I just want to, I want to create a scripts file. So I'm creating a scripts file under this, right? So I'm creating a folder. How do I create a folder? Here, create a folder. And I'm calling it scripts. But this is, oh no, I'm doing this in the chat server. So where do I put it? I put it right here. No, that doesn't work. Why does that work?
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm trying to create a scripts folder and move it.
I mean, there's already a scripts folder right there, right? Or
Where is
I
it?
can't really see what you're doing. Like maybe I'm looking at I'm looking at your other screen.
Oh, stupid. Stop screen, present, stop screen, present, share
Yeah.
screen.
So like if you just have scripts that have nothing to do with your NX stuff,
yeah, there we
I
go.
would just add a scripts directory at the
That's what I did, right? That's right.
top level. Yeah, yeah. And then just right click that and say new file.
Load db.js. Okay, and let me just copy paste the load db.js into here. Okay, so copy paste it.
You're not going to need to run it again if it's already looking at the same data.
Well, I'm not though. Well, I need to like create a new one. But how do I run this thing? How do you run the script?
I mean, for that, you just say node space, like you just run it with node. Like you go into command line, type node, and then the name of the file. Let's see, load db.js, something like that. I just send it to you in chat.
And then it'll just run?
Yep.
All right, I have doubts. So let's
I mean, you might have to run, you might not have all of the like LangChain text splitter and .m. Well, .m config is definitely in there. LangChain.
do I have to like npm install something?
You might have to npm install -d LangChain because it is development dependency for running this script. So it'd be like this.
Okay, I'm npm installing LangChain. And then you said I just run the script. Hold on, it's building. Stop screen, present. Should I present? Sure.
Now, I don't know much about AstraDB, and I don't know if you run that script twice, if you're going to end up with double the data or,
Oh, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says it did things. Okay, so then you said I just node.
Yeah, you should just be able to run that, and it should do things. Please install the dependency. Oh, you don't have Puppeteer, so you need to install npm install -D Puppeteer. Oh, I see, because it's using that to scrape the data from the browser.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I'm running it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's processing all the URLs.
Yeah, so like now it's going to download.
Oh no.
If you want to stop it, just Control C.
Okay. But it's working.
Yeah, it's working. Your script's running.
Look how cool it is. Isn't that kind of cool though? That it's just like scraping all the websites and like dumping it all into the into the database.
It's definitely dumping.
I mean, but you're kind of excited about it, right?
I'm so excited right now.
But like seriously, you're excited.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's still processing. Okay, Control C.
Yeah, you can do
Control C is
Control
not
C.
working.
What's that?
Oh, wait, no, Command C. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. It's Command C and Apple machines.
Okay. Okay. Now, tell me why on earth it's that interesting for the WebSocket stuff. Or like, why is this interesting? So we went to RAG. We were like doing RAG, and we're like, okay, now we've got RAG going, and it's like so exciting because I know you weren't excited about the R part, but now we got the R part going.
Yeah.
And then like, why is it interesting from like, I mean, I guess the WebSocket thing is interesting because it's like more from like a if you were a real developer implementing RAG. Basically, if you're a real developer implementing ChatGPT, is really what it
Yeah.
is, then you would want to like make sure that you're creating a WebSocket.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to get that streaming sort of updating a WebSocket, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with these APIs.
Mhm.
The other thing is you're going to want to, I mean, you arguably, like if you use something like RxJS to do that, then you can do things like reconnect or pick up where you left off, that sort of thing. Like those are the interesting pieces of it. Honestly, the rest of it is like pulling things out of a database or like taking user input and sending it or whatever. Like those things are pretty run of the mill in software development. And the exciting stuff is like, oh, look, there's like AI, there's this large language model that responds and I can train it with some things. Like that's exciting.
Like what's exciting? The augmentation part of it where you're telling it what it is?
Yeah, where you're giving it some context. Like, I mean, think about it.
Why is
You
that
could be like, okay,
interesting?
so your context is not only do you know about Angular and RxJS, but you are also a surly pirate, and that's how you should respond. And it would respond as a surly pirate.
Yeah,
Like,
it does. But like, why is that interesting? It's interesting because you can tell it what to do. Like that's what's interesting.
yeah, I mean, that's interesting. So like, for example, if I was to use like ChatGPT for RxJS, right? Like I could be like, all right, so here's what you need to know. The more subscriptions you have, the slower your code's going to run. And every operator counts as a subscription. And you can flatten, if you have merge map, you can flatten that into just a merge map. Or if you have map, you can flatten that into just a map. And each one of those operators has a subscription. So flattening them makes it more efficient. So you can now take this knowledge and someone could give you RxJS code and this AI could simplify it. Right? It could be like, all right, so you can flatten these things and merge these things and correct these
so
issues.
it would like be able to tell. Do you think that if you fed ChatGPT or like this database, like all of the RxJS docs, do you think it would write RxJS code better?
No, because the RxJS docs are so bad. But if I was to like write down a lot of good instructions on like, how to simplify your RxJS code or how to make it more efficient or how to take arbitrary code and make it into an observable, that sort of thing. Like, I think that it definitely could simplify things and make things better for people.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it would do a great job at actually writing the code, like that's debatable. But at least it could give you a coherent paragraph of like what to do.
Yeah. So like then the question is, why aren't you doing this for the documentation?
Busy guy. Same reason I was late to help you today.
Yeah. Well, also I guess because there's a cost to it as well, right? Like, I mean, I put like a $15 max on this thing just to like as a demo, but like if, I mean, how many people use RxJS? Like then there's an issue.
Yeah. I mean, OpenAI isn't exactly the march of dimes. They're not going to be like, oh, look, you're open source. Let us help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening. Don't leave yet, Ben. Bye.
This program is presented by This.Labs, the framework agnostic consulting firm helping enterprises realize their technical goals through staff augmentation, consulting, project management, on-demand subject experts, training, and other professional services. Find out more at this.labs.com.